Hey everybody, it's Cyborg, and I am joined by Down for Reality as always, and then we have a returning guest, and that is none other than Poot. And we are going to be talking about Mortal Kombat 11. Now I'm going to lay the groundwork, as you probably heard before the music started, but I'm just going to reiterate that there are going to be spoiler talks, but don't worry, we're not going to go over story-specific spoilers. We've tried to stay away from story-specific spoilers, so we're not covering any of that in this episode. This is all going to be just based on like gear, skins, gameplay, that type of stuff. So we're talking about the characters in the game itself, not necessarily anything that's relating to the story or story cutscenes. We're not going to go to that degree. So you don't have to worry about that. So if you're just somebody that's fine talking or discussing or hearing, the information about what's in the base game itself in terms of gameplay and stuff like that, we're going to be covering all of that. If we go any further, like if we feel like, we're going to mention something that we're not entirely sure, maybe it rides the line, we will make sure to give another warning basically before we bring that up. But we shouldn't go into that territory. But we're just going to kind of let it ride and go where we go. But we are specifically going to stick away from story-related stuff. None of us have seen story mode, so we do not know to that degree. Those kind of things anyway, so you don't have to worry about us slipping up. So on that note, thanks everybody for tuning in and joining us. Hopefully you guys are managing to, wait for this game, because we still got a few days left, so hopefully this will help you wait. For those of you that are chomping at the bit. But let's jump into things. So, I guess one additional disclaimer to that is we are going to be talking, and this is a character that most people know is on the roster already. If you don't, then you probably have been living under a rock, but Frost is in the game. So we are going to be talking about what form she's in this game, what she looks like, her gameplay, and some of those could have story implications. So you might maybe get, put two and two together. So there could be some of that going on, just so you're aware. Other than that, I think we're good. But let's do the thing. So where do you want to start?
I don't know. There's a bunch of shit. It's hard to.
I guess the official thing that came out today that was official was Khan's trailer. Everything else was just kind of like leaks.
Well, there's the Nintendo trailer too.
Oh yeah, but I don't care about that. But...
You don't care about that?
Well, there's a little bit revealed in the Nintendo trailer.
Yeah, I watched it. Yeah.
Okay.
Worth diving into, I guess. More from a. Let's start off positive. Let's start off happy. What do you guys think about Shao Kahn?
It's fucking awesome. So fucking awesome.
Yeah, he looks fucking sick. I wasn't even expecting a trailer, so...
Did this just drop out of the blue?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like random. We were all in spoilers, and then somebody posted it, and I was like, oh shit, I gotta go watch this, and I watched it like 5 times. Actually, I've watched it more than that, but I watched it like 5 times then.
Yeah, I've watched it at least 10 times. It's so good. It's one of my favorite trailers for sure. Like top 3.
It's just, he looks so good.
Yeah, I agree. I think he looks really, really good. He's still not a character that's my style of character to play, but I think for Shao Kahn, he looks like everything you'd want from that character. You've got just big, heavy hits that feel like you're really just wailing on your opponent. He's got, a nice presence on the. He's big. He's like slightly bigger than Kotal, it seems, or they're about equal in size. So they're pretty dominant on the screen. He's
definitely bigger than Raiden.
Yeah. And he's got grabs. He's got his whatever
shoulder
the hell.
Charge.
Yeah, he's got pretty much all of his classic stuff. He's got a shoulder charge, taunts. He's got
taunts.
He's got his javelin. He's got his hammer, obviously. So there's a lot of good stuff. A lot of his normals and strings seem like really cool. I know you guys were talking about it earlier with the where he picks you, he catches you by the javelin, and then it sticks in you. Then he rolls to grab it, and then kind of continues
Yeah,
it.
that shit was hilarious. I
Yeah,
thought that
he's so agile. Like you wouldn't expect it from Shao Kahn, but like he's doing all this acrobatic shit, like jumping all over and shit.
yeah,
It's so sick.
I was like, how's he dodge rolling with that big ass helmet on? Like he's just doing like a combat roll and shit. It was sick.
Yeah, that move is
Yeah,
so tight.
yeah. No, he definitely looks good. Like just yeah, I was definitely impressed by how they did him. He didn't seem boring, he didn't seem dull. He seems exactly what you want from that type of character. And then what we saw from his gear and stuff, that looked good too. He's got some really, really good helmets, so yeah.
Yeah, Khan is definitely like of the three pre-order characters. Like I think, like I said, like third time's a charm. Like he looks so much better than Goro did. He looks so much better than Darkseid did. I think like they just nailed him. Like
Yeah.
he retains like elements of his gameplay that he had before, but like just him holding the hammer of always I was kind of worried about because hammers are usually like clunky and shit, but he doesn't use it in like a clunky fashion. Like he just like he's so fucking sick. Yeah, that's all I can say. Like I love him. They knocked it out of the park with him.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't even honestly like rewatching it and like taking notes. He really doesn't even look that clunky at all.
No, he's fast. Like
And
he's
he
got
had hella strings. Like I thought he would have like maybe Jade amount or Scarlet amount where they don't have that many strings and they just have like specials that you can add on, but he had a lot of strings, so I'm very impressed.
it's hard to tell what he's doing at times, whether it's like a string or a grab, because he's got
Yeah.
multiple grabs and he's got multiple like. He has like the backbreaker, but I wasn't sure if that was a string or like a grab itself. I'm still not sure on that, but
Yeah,
yeah,
and what's base and what's not too is still kind of
yeah. I'm hoping that javelin throw with the roll is base because that move is fucking awesome. And I did hear that his taunts apparently one of them buffs damage and then the other debuffs the opponent, which is kind of lame. I was kind of hoping he would gain like a hit of armor on his shoulder charge or something, but we don't know if that's confirmed. But yeah,
well, when he's fighting Kung Lao in the trailer, when he does the taunt, Kung Lao's hat goes right through him, so it's projectile
really.
No, no,
invincible.
no, no, no. That's Kung Lao's teleport though. He throws his hat on the ground behind his opponent.
Oh, that's right. That's right. It doesn't actually hit them.
Yeah, it never
I
hits his
thought he
opponent.
threw his hat and then teleported. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
He
But
throws the hat, but it's not like an actual.
Yeah, he throws it on the ground behind his opponent, and it goes through his opponent, no matter who it is, and then he comes up and pops out underneath it. So that's
I
kind
thought
of
that
how
was.
it works. Because that's the one that you can, like, if he meter burns it or whatever, amplifies it, it stays in the ground. So yeah, that's
okay.
that's that one.
It was so sick too. He fucking baited him so hard by laughing. Like, oh, that was tight.
Yeah, that down too. Oh, he just looks so sick.
Yeah, he's got so many hammer crushing blows. It's the tightest
Well,
shit.
and then he had that grab. I don't think it was his throw. He had like the one where he stabs you multiple times with the javelin. I was like, bitch,
Yeah,
let's
he fucking-
fucking go. Like that shit was so sick.
He just fucking just stabs the shit out of you. It was.
I
So,
know.
He's. Go on.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I know Smoke Man's mad because he said the javelin's not made of soul energy. I was like, maybe metal conducts soul energy better. Like he doesn't need a green magic spear.
Yeah, I'm okay with this. I'm okay with like it being like an actual physical spear. Like,
Isn't that one of his gear items?
yes,
I
it
think
is.
Okay, see,
So
I
is
didn't
it possible that he has a green one or some green
Yeah,
energy
that's
one?
still possible. Yeah.
know. Yeah, I'm kind of hoping he has the MK2 scepter thing, but
Yeah. I want that too. It'd be a shame if they didn't put that in. It's like perfect for it.
his stop sign.
Stop sign, yeah. Yeah, Khan is fucking sick. Like, oh god. It's so good. I really want to see that breakdown now. Like I wasn't looking forward to the breakdown before, but now I really want to like understand what he's about, honestly. Also,
Yeah.
you fucking called the over as X-ray in
Oh
this
yeah,
as an
I
actual
mean,
move. Yeah, you're like 100% on that being an actual special now.
yeah. Well, I mean, if you have a hammer, when you think hammer, you hit somebody over the head with it. So I'm just like overhead. Like I just thought he was gonna fucking jump and smash the ground. Also, when I rewatched that shit, did you see it when he like knocks Raiden on the ground, hits his hammer on the ground, does like a restand, and then he like stabs him and does some other shit? I was just like, we got OTGs now.
I
Like,
didn't see
let's
that.
go. Let's go. That shit looks so sick.
Is that the
I
one
don't,
where he like throws the hammer in the air and then it like
not
falls?
that one. No, like he actually like he does a combo. Raiden falls on the ground, and then it looks like he just kind of like when you could do instant air hammer with Sub Zero, except it's not in the air. He like smashes the head of the hammer on the ground, and like
Oh, I remember. Yeah.
yeah, Raiden looks like dizzied state standing up, and I was like, oh shit, OTG's like, it's like that's fucking tight. But I don't know if that's what it actually does. It could just be a string, but that was tight.
It looks sick either way. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's looking pretty good. I don't know, I can't think of anything that I really don't like about him. He just seems pretty solid. It's a little odd, I guess, when he says "you suck." Like I know that's
Oh,
like a
really?
classic
Yeah.
thing. It's official. You suck. I think it's not that he says it. It's that the guy's voice sounds a little odd, like his inflection on it. He's
Yeah,
like,
the
"You
voice was
suck." Like his like, "You
Yeah.
suck." Like I don't know. It was kind of I don't know. It's just the like I said, the inflection that he put on that word. I was like, when you think Shao Kahn, it's more like "you suck," whereas it's his is more like "you suck." It's just I don't know. It's weird.
He is no Steve Ritchie, but
Yeah.
I do like his laugh. His laugh is fucking funny to me.
Yeah, no,
Like
he's
just
overall pretty good with that.
he sounds like such an asshole when he laughs. Like he's so smug. And
Yeah.
I hope that shit's actually useful. It looks very like slow and has a lot of like recovery. So I'm hoping those are actually useful. But the voice actor is
Yeah.
not like bad. Is not he's not as bad as I was expecting.
It'd be cool if you could cancel taunts.
Yeah, I
Taunt
hope
probably
cancels.
can. You probably can. I bet you can.
Also, he does have his classic win pose, which I loved.
Yeah.
I was very happy with that.
I guess kind of piggybacking on Shao Kahn, we did see that one stage first, like our first kind of view of that stage was in that little glimpse that we saw on Twitter where they teased Kahn, and it's that like
Shirai Ryu.
yeah, Shiraryu Fire Garden, and it's the scene in story mode. This isn't a spoiler. We saw it in one of the trailers where it's like all the kind of like the cherry blossoms, and it has like that fall appearance, like the autumn appearance, where everything's like red leaves and orange leaves and stuff as they're kind of falling off the trees and going in the wind a little bit. And it's that just nice aesthetic. There's a little bit of like fencing and temple shit in the background and stuff. Like, man, that stage looks just so damn good. That's exactly the kind of look that I wanted from one of these stages. So I'm so happy to see that in the game. When they teased that, I'm like, yes, that is. It's already easily top 3 for me in the entire game, and that's probably going to be one that I'm going to want to go to a lot because it just looks so good.
It's top 3 for sure. One of
Yeah,
the best in the game.
I mean, it's not a color palette that we're used to having either. So it's like, it just looks really good.
Yeah,
It's
that.
like yeah,
Go ahead.
it's almost like a stage you'd expect in like Tekken or something. It looks
Yeah,
it's like peaceful and it looks
exactly.
just amazing.
Exactly. That's why I love it so much. Is it just sticks out from what they're used to doing, and it kind of gives us a different vibe, a whole different kind of atmosphere. It just, like I said, it makes me think of like Japanese or Chinese kind of like the movie scenes that you'd see where two samurai, go at it in like their final scene, like a Kill Bill scene when they're dueling with a sword or something. Like that's just kind of the kind of shit that I dig. It's like I've pointed out before, one of my favorite Tekken stages that I can remember that's always stuck with me is Moonlight Wilderness. I know it's like one of those
Yeah,
ones that
that stage
everyone
is
mentions.
sick.
And I just like that kind of peaceful atmosphere that in nature where it's just tight.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
so there was that one, and there was also another stage we got to see in the Shao Kahn trailer, and that was I think that one's the Wuxi Dragon
Oh,
Gato.
it looks good too. Yeah, the
Oh,
green.
man.
Grotto. Yeah.
Man, that's so good. I've said before that I'm not like the Jinsei chamber. A lot of people like that in MKX, but to me it was just like too blue. Like it was just dominating blue or dominating
Mhm.
red, depending which version you chose to play on.
Oh, the red one was bad. Yeah, I didn't use that at
I
all.
actually really liked the red one. That was like my lab stage.
Okay, well, your opinion is not good. So.
But in here, it's kind of like they're trying to capture that again, but man, the blue is toned down a little bit. It's more like highlighting with awesome lighting coming up from the watery, like the water in the background and stuff. And then you have the greens to offset it, and like the dragon statue or whatever. Then you have like the riches scattered about, and the candles and stuff. Man, that
The
stage,
waterfalls too.
yeah, no kidding. That one is probably going to be a top 3 at the end of the day too. That looks
Yeah,
so
that
good.
one looks sick. Like the dragon's all like moss covered and shit. It looks tight.
And
Yeah,
that's
if I would have said like I feel like the blue's a bit much, but the green being there really helps it. I think
yes,
like that
yes.
helps highlight it to make
And
it look even better.
it just feels so different from any other stage we have in the game. We've talked about how there's a lot of orange in this game. Like a lot of the stages, even if you look at the select screen, most stages have orange on them, like as their
Mm.
main kind of color palette. And we didn't really have many that were just like a blue or a green for that matter. Any with like nature, a green, that kind of coming through. So this one kind of captures both in a really nice way, where it's that light blue with some darkness in it, but also the green to kind of help bring some vibrancy and a completely different color palette. So that's nice as well.
Yeah, I think they saved these stages for a reason because they look so much nicer than the other stages. I think in a way, like
Yeah, I
they're
agree.
just so like it would have been nice to get the game day one and see these. I think even though it's nice
Yeah.
to see them now, it's like just seeing that day one would have been awesome. And did
Yeah,
you want to discuss the NetherRealm one or the NetherRealm Studios one?
yeah. We that was the
Since that
other
was in
one.
the
Yeah,
that was yeah.
go ahead.
Oh yeah. Well, there is a stage where it's like it takes place in NetherRealm Studios, and it's like on a stage with like a crowd in the foreground, and there's like arcade machines and like I don't know. It looks like just the studio place basically, and it also has like the interactables, like the training stage has the hologram interactables placed
Yeah,
around the stage. It randomizes, so that's basically like the equivalent of that stage. But I really like this stage. I know some people don't like it because it's almost like fourth wall breaking. Like it is kind of like just the studio, but I think it's so cool. It's like one of those ideas of I feel like you would have seen like pop up in like the crypt somewhere, but they just never ran with it. I'm sure they had an idea for a stage like this before,
yeah.
but they just decided to do it in this game. But I think it's awesome. Like
I
seeing like
agree.
the arcade machines is so cool and shit.
Yeah, I agree. See, leading into MK11, one of my biggest things I was pushing for, other than just like the vibrancy and all that stuff, was style. And when I look at this stage, I'm like, okay, now we're not taking this super seriously. We're not trying to be dark and edgy with everything we do. Like, this is just style. A lot of this game is bringing just style to the game, like with the overlay and the UI and just the presentation of this game is bringing so much style to it that just screams Mortal Kombat. And this, I think, just kind of adds to that. It's it's like a tournament stage. You got in the foreground, you have at the bottom like people's hands, like there's people in the crowd. They're just like their
Yeah,
silhouettes going crazy. Like it's a hype, about your matchup. And then yeah, I like the arcade machines in the background and stuff. And the overall just color scheme works for me. So yeah, I
yeah,
think for at least a training stage, I do not mind this at all. It's not something, it's obviously not meant to be taken too seriously, but at the same time, the the special forces like danger room setup in MKX, that was one of my least favorite stages,
yeah.
honestly.
This beats the fucking shit out of that stage. Like for
So
just like a fun stage to play on, this is so awesome
Yeah.
compared to that piece of shit. I hated that stage.
Yeah,
And
it's
it didn't help that MKX had like 13 stages and that counted as one of them, but there's
yeah.
like 20 other stages in this game that look so good already. It's like this is just an extra that looks great as well.
Exactly. And that's the way I look at it. And that's why I can appreciate it so much is because if this was, let's say they only had 13 stages and this was one of them, I would be probably a little
Yeah.
disappointed at that front. But so many of the stages in this game are awesome. Like, I cannot complain about the stages in this game. There are so many just good ones. I think you said something like you thought you would maybe even put these above the MK9 stages overall.
Yeah, I
Like,
would.
I would too. Yeah, I think I would too.
they look
Cuz there's
amazing.
like in MK9, there's a lot of good like re-envisioned stages from the older games, but
Sure.
there's a lot of shitty ones too, like the graveyard, the
Yeah.
flesh pits, the bell tower. It's like there's a lot of crap in that game too.
The
And it's
rooftop, yeah. I
yeah,
thought they were really busy. They were busy, like backgrounds, like the dragon just like sitting there, and then the graveyard. Like I don't, they weren't as like minimalistic, but still had like the same sort of vibe. Like they were just too busy.
Yeah.
exactly, yeah. And this
Yeah.
game does
Yeah.
them better,
Like I
I think.
really have to with MKX. Like if I were comprising a top 3 list, that would be easy. Like it'd be like, oh, 1, 2, 3. There's not really any other ones that I really care to ever play
No.
on. Whereas this one, I would really have to think about that because yeah, I said the Fire Garden one's awesome and probably easily a top 3. The Dragon Goto one or whatever, that one's a top 3. But I mean, there's so many other good ones that are in contention. I feel like the the Turcotten Camp, the the Blood Sea, I think they're calling it, the one that
Oh
we
yeah.
referred to as Hell before. It's like the Blood Sea one. Then there's the Charon ship, which we thought was the Nether ship. There's that one that's awesome. There's the remade Courtyard, which is great. I mean, there's just so many in here that
Coliseum.
yeah,
Yeah.
the Colosseum looks fantastic. The desert stage, I still think looks good. Like, there's a lot in here that I think look really good. The Shaolin monk one with all the traps, that one still looks
Yeah, I
good.
forgot about that one.
Yeah, that was sick.
Shinnok's Bone Temple still looks
Oh
good.
yeah.
Like so many of these just look so damn good that, and Chronica's stage still looks good. So and that
Oh,
one,
that one. Finally seeing it in HD, it looks so good.
yeah, hers. So like I said,
Takes place like outside.
this is a stage
That
spoiler, which not too crazy, but there's 3 versions of Chronica's stages, and what I'm thinking is because all 3 thumbnails look very different in terms of color scheme that they're going for. One's like your generic, it's the more like grayish one that we saw in the trailers, but then there's one that's has more of like a bluish happy look to it, and there's one that's more of like red and probably bad look to it. So what I'm thinking is from the screenshot that Poot posted where it has like green and shit, like it's a lot of blue and green that's coming through. I'm thinking that maybe you have one that looks really nice, one that looks very evil, and then one that's kind of neutral. So I'm thinking maybe they have 3 completely different environments. Maybe the one that's evilish is destruction, everything's destroyed and shit. So I don't know.
also they're locked as well, so maybe that's tied to like the endings or something.
Yeah,
Yeah, because there's multiple endings, so
yeah.
I could see that.
So yeah, we
Also,
don't
the
really
Lin
know.
Kuei stage. We forgot about that
Oh
one.
yeah, the Lin Kuei stage, another really good one. Yeah,
There's so many good fucking stages in this game. It's ridiculous.
yeah, no kidding. I'm excited to play all those stages. Obviously
The
we wanted.
hangar too, the special forces hangar, like inside
Yeah, I still haven't seen
Yeah,
much
that
of that one.
they
with
like have
Johnny in
been.
the background.
Yeah, I said that I would probably use that as like my training stage because it's like indoors and it's kind of comfy and it has Johnny in it. It's kind of cool. Yeah, I do think honestly, like overall, these stages are probably my favorite since like Deadly Alliance. Like, Deception has some good ones, but a lot of trash ones too. But like, I don't know, these stages are really good. I'm very happy with them.
Yeah, no kidding. I am very happy with them, and I
It's honestly
I
one of my favorite things about the game that they just took. It's like they took the complaints from the last game and they're like, we need to like put more of an emphasis on including a lot of like good fucking stages and just think outside the box.
yeah.
Because you're totally right about MKX. It's like it's easier to remember the bad ones as opposed to like the good ones.
Yeah, I think I can only remember like 5 from MKX. I feel like I always fought on that refugee camp stage,
Yeah.
the jungle, because the jungle was the only one that had music, the cove, and then that stupid ass crossroads stage.
Yeah. It's so ugly.
There's one in here
Yeah.
that I'm still not even sure what it is. I can't remember what.
Which one?
I have it pulled up right now. Let me see if I can get. Yeah, there we go. Some of
There's the
these-
one under the Coliseum too, but I don't know if that's the same.
I'm talking about the one, and I'll post it here for you guys to see. Let's see.
What chat?
I'm gonna just
Okay.
DM each of you. it's the one that's right underneath the Cyber Lab on the left there. It's like kind of has a pinkish background to it.
I think
What
that's
is
the
that?
Blood Sea. Because
Uh,
remember that tower? I
yeah,
think
you're right. That's probably that.
yeah, that's what I think it is, but I'm not. I agree. I thought that was a different stage at first, like, but it might be the Blood Sea because I
Yeah.
can't see the Blood Sea on any of the others.
Yeah, I'm looking through them. And then yeah, there's Devora's stage, which,
Oh yeah, I completely forgot
that
about that.
one's it may not necessarily be my thing with all the bugs and shit in the background, but it still looks fucking like insane. It looks really good.
Yeah,
The
that
amount of
stage.
detail back
I,
there. I have a
There's
feeling
one.
that one's gonna have some weird shit going on if they do add stage fatalities or if they are in the
Oh,
game.
that'd be perfect
Oh
for a stage
god,
there's
you're
like
that.
that.
gonna fucking
There's
get
that big
wrapped up
ass
by a
spider.
spider. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Poot?
Um, what stage is the bottom right one
I think
next
that's
to the?
Charon's ship, the Nether ship,
Oh, okay, okay.
the very
What's the one
bottom right
above
one.
that? The bone temple.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the bone temple above it.
yeah. And then
I
left
do
from
have.
there is the Dragon Gato. Down from there is Devora. Then the Shaolin.
Goro's lair, and then
Yeah,
the ruins and shit. Yeah,
yeah,
there is one complaint. I really, if the Warrior Shrine is not in the game, and I would have picked the Warrior Shrine over Goro's lair, and I also would have picked the court or the Shang Tsung's throne room over the Goro's lair. Like Goro's lair is okay, it looks good, but if you have to bring back like two MK1 stages, like
yeah,
I don't get why you wouldn't bring back Warrior Shrine or the throne room.
yeah.
Those
I
would have
agree
been
with
better
that. It would have
choices.
been nice to have a little bit more, like one or two more classic stages would have been nice. But yeah, I mean, just it's in
Maybe
a way.
DLC.
Yeah, there's always DLC. They added the pit and MKX, but also in a way, it's kind of nice because it's it's just like they how often do they come up with new stages that really kind of capture your interest this much? And I feel like they've been really heavily leaning on classic stages. Then with MKX
Hmm.
they didn't, and we saw how that turned out. So it's nice that in this game they really hit a home run with so many of them. There's
Yeah,
way
with
more
new
good
ideas.
ones in this one. So
Yeah, they
um,
took a lot of ideas and like ran with it,
yeah.
but in a good way this time.
So I want to piggyback on one thing because it made me laugh because it just came up. Is so another thing that we found out about are alternate announcers. We know for sure that there will be alternate announcers in this game that you can choose between. So you're going to have the default announcer that they have. And then we know of at least one that's confirmed, and that's Chronica as an announcer that you can switch to by linking up with the mobile game. And the reason why I laugh about that is I'm smiling. It's because I went to the reveal event, right? I said this story before, but now it's come full circle. Well, I went to the reveal event, and that Jandy on Twitter at Standardson, one of the NetherRealm employees that was working there and helping people with the demo builds when you got to try it. Well, anyways, he was super helpful to me. I gave him shout outs, and he, helped me a ton, gave me so much info, and just kind of really showed me everything in the game that I asked about and more. So he was super cool about it. But the reason why I bring it up is he specifically when Shad and I were playing the game, he came over to us and he goes, "Go to the options menu," and he told us to look on the audio screen because he could tell we were big fans. He knew I did a podcast on YouTube because I would basically ask him some questions, leave the play area, come back 15 minutes later, ask a bunch of more questions. So he's like, "Are you like?" And then I would like take my phone out, and he's like, "Are you like reporting back to somebody?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, they're recording right now." I got a bunch of people on a Discord, so he thought that was kind of cool. But
Are you talking about Django and Temp?
yeah, when they were, I
Okay.
don't even think they were recording at that point. They were just in the live chat with everybody. But
Yeah.
yeah, well, anyway, so he was super helpful with that. But he went up to Shad and I when we were playing the game, and he goes, "Hey, what do you think's in that audio menu?" And he specifically pointed out the question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. Like it's just a bunch of question marks. So it's a hidden thing in the audio menu that it's a secret, it had not been revealed yet. Well, and he asked us, "Hey, what do you think that is?" Just out of curiosity. What do you think that could be? And my first guess was, I was like, "Well, I could take a guess, but I don't think you would tell me if I got it right." And he goes, "Well, try me." So then I said, I think it'd be cool if it was like alternate announcers. Like, I talked about this before, like how cool it would be to have classic announcers. I know that's something TMK asked for like years and years ago. We're talking way back with like MK9. I remember him asking Ed Boon about that in like an interview at E3 or something. So it's like that had always stuck with me. Like how cool of an idea that would be to have the classic announcers or the MK3 announcers, etc. Kind of different characters announcing from over the years. And he smiled and he said, that would be cool. That sounds like a good idea. And then he asked what Shad thought. Shad said he thinks it might be like Toasty or something like that. And he said that would be cool as well. Well, anyways, that got so that we know that that's a thing now. And I had heard rumors of that after the fact, where, you know, over the last couple months, as things have kind of trickled down and got out, that that might be a possibility. And here we are. It's confirmed now that that's in, with at least Kronika as one of the announcers. And yeah, so I hadn't messaged. So Jandy follows us on Twitter, and I follow him, obviously. I didn't message him at all after the reveal event. He just gave me his Twitter in case I had any follow-up questions or anything. But I'm not going to, you know, blow him up on Twitter. You know, they got a job to do, and I'm not going to be that guy. Well, anyways, today I had sent him...
Melina.
Yeah, right. Now, I had sent him a message, and I said, not sure if you remember this, but at the reveal event, you asked what I thought that secret mode is in the audio menu was. And I said my first thought, blah, blah, blah. And you said that'd be cool. I noticed someone posted a Kronika mobile link up announcer option. And I said GG's with a tongue out face. And he said GG and then gave me the little, he gave me like the little cool hand gesture, like the shake your pinky and your thumb thing. So
That's
so yeah, I thought that was kind of cool that that became a reality. I was so happy that that's what that actually was. Anyways.
yeah, that is amazing. Yeah, that's awesome though that he actually responded, because he probably did remember that.
Yeah, I mean, who would have expected me to guess it right? Like when he gave me he probably didn't think I'd actually get it. But it's just like I said, that's something I'd thought of for a long time, so that was my initial thought. But yeah, now we just get to hope for like specific characters to be announcers. Obviously, like Johnny Cage would be tight because of the comedy. Shang Tsung, you know, Kerry Tagawa.
Yeah, Shang would be awesome.
That's probably the best. Fucking, I don't know who.
Ferritor, let's go. That would be
Meatball. Just fucking half of the things are just meatball. That's all fucking Tor would say. But no, I'm excited for that, dude. I seriously super excited. Super excited.
It'd be even cool to get like Ed to do the MK1 announcer voice.
Yes, for like classic Shang and MK1.
Yeah.
That would be super tight. So yeah, I'm excited for that. That option's cool. Obviously, if Carrie is an option, you can have Shang Tsung narrate everything. You know,
that would be so sick.
Flawless victory. Finish him. Yeah, no, that'd be super, super tight. So
I'm changing it immediately because I really don't care for the announcer they've had for the past few
fight.
Yeah. He's just whatever.
I'm curious how Kronika sounds because I really like her voice actress a lot. I'm hoping she's not like Injustice 1, you know, kind of where it's just kind of like monotone and stuff. But everything we've gotten from her voice actress has been, I thought, really good. So
It'll probably sound
sassy or something. Like,
I don't think she's painting her nails while she does it.
She'd be like, fatality.
I don't know about that. I hope not. What were you saying down for?
I can't remember.
Something about Kronika?
Oh, she'll just probably sound like she does in the story, where she has that like filter, that like reverb, where it kind of like, I don't know how to describe it. Like, you know how she talks. It's just
you chose the wrong history, Liu Kang.
Yeah, it's like she has this like reverb. I don't know. I hope that's in there.
It could be cool. I'm excited. What other characters? I'm trying to even think of like everybody on the roster. It'd be crazy if they had characters that aren't even in the game. Shujinko.
Oh.
It was not by chance.
Oh my god, no.
That it was round 1. Fight.
Not math for Splinter, because that's who he sounds like.
Oh man. That would be sick though.
Yes. So
get Atrocitus as an announcer.
Oh my god.
Or Bo Raicho, fucking.
Bo Raicho would be good.
Around the one.
I hear him
Fight.
puking and shit in the back, like after talking.
Finish him. Oh, Misa borracho. Finish him.
They should just do like a Molina announcer DLC, but
I
not
made him
Butter.
like Jar Jar Binks. I just realized. Misa Jar Jar Binks. Misa borracho. Anakin. Yeah, no, I'm excited for more announcers. That is super cool. That's just something that I feel like they would have had to. I mean, they might have come up with it on their own, but that's something I've heard. Like I said, from TMK in the past. I know we've said that on the podcast, so it's just great that they're actually doing that. That's something that I, asked for, but I never thought they would actually do. It's just one of those kind of like, it would be cool, but you don't actually expect it. So that's really awesome. And I think this game's doing a lot of that. You know, I'm obviously not everything's going my way with this game, and we'll get into that kind of stuff, but man, so much went right that like gameplay wise gave us so much we've asked for, art wise gave us so much we asked for, just a lot of great changes that we weren't expecting, and some of the cool characters back. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's
like
cool.
regardless of like some things they do, and like who knows how we'll feel about the game after we get our hands on and play it for a while. But like the game overall, I would take it like 10 times over MKX. Like
Yes,
I
I
can't
agree.
believe how much of an improvement they've made. Like just over the years, even over Injustice 2, this game I feel like it blows it out of the water. Injustice 2, like it's like more and more I just can't believe like what they put into it and shit.
Yeah, and
What we got.
I hope that they support it for several years, like they're implying they will. They said they're going to support it for longer than any previous, MK game under NetherRealm Studios. So they're going to support it longer than they usually do, is what they're saying. That doesn't always, happen. Things can change. Maybe they have every intention to, but maybe something down the line prevents them. We don't know. But I hope we at least see 3 or 4 years out of this instead of 2 years, 1.5 years. You know what I mean? Like at least double that. 3 to 4 years would be nice. Get us Combat Pack 3, Get us into the
That would
third year. That would be so tight. Like I've said in the chat, if this roster makes it to if it caps out around 42, 44 characters, I feel like that is just perfect.
Hmm.
That would be
I don't
ideal.
want, yeah, I don't want any more than 45 because it's too big at that point. But
Agreed.
early 40s, yeah, that's good. I
That's
also think
exactly where I'm at.
this game has more of a chance to last because of next gen consoles. Like I feel like this is gonna be the last NRS game on these consoles, so maybe they'll take like an extra year or something to work on the next game since it's gonna be next gen. Maybe this game has more of a chance to last on this one for
Yeah,
longer.
that's
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 what
what
I'm
I'm
thinking.
thinking. I know Max had said that. I've been watching a lot of his streams. His impression is that kind of what you laid out is a likely what's going or what he thinks is going to happen. Obviously, he doesn't know any better than we do, but from his perspective of what he's noticed over the years, that's what he's thinking is going on. That's what a lot of people have thought is going on. I've had that same thought. Is that
I haven't seen anyone else say that. That's crazy. Like
yeah,
I haven't been watching anything. But
interesting. But yeah, I mean, I think the writing's on the wall. Ed Boon, more than ever with those Game Informer interviews, seems like he's ready to try something else. I don't think we're getting Injustice 3 next. I don't think we're getting another Mortal Kombat next. I don't think we're getting another fighting game IP next. I think they want to branch out and do something new, which, more power to them. That's fine. It doesn't mean the end of Mortal Kombat, nothing like that. What it could mean, though, and what it should mean, and what it likely will mean, is that Mortal Kombat 11 is going to be built to last for. This is not, one and done where we set it out there, we do a combat pack, another combat pack, and then it gets left in the dust. I think this is on at least a, like I said, 3 to 4 year plan to support this game, to keep it going, keep it fresh, keep putting out patches, keep putting out maybe some more content. They've already, I don't think they ever did that where they added more modes and stuff post launch. They're doing that this time. They've already confirmed that they're going to be adding, a couple more modes and stuff to the game. They've said they will consider adding more specials to the game. We know we're getting more characters, more gear, more of all of that stuff. Absolutely. So it's not unfathomable to think that we're going to see a longer period this time. There's no reason why. the studio as a whole, or I should say, the majority of the studio moves on to the new IP, which they always do anyways. That's how it always works. Is when they're done with a game, they're immediately starting work with the next game. They probably have already started on
Yeah.
whatever they're doing next. They've already begun to put together the framework of that, at least storyboarding and planning stuff. So no doubt, I think most of the studio is going to move on to whatever they're doing next. And I think a small part of the studio is just going to stick with this game for 3 to 4 years. And I think that's a good thing because we can really see this game flesh out. And you're going to get, if we do get up to like 42, 44 character roster, somewhere around that, that means you're much more likely to see these characters that we've all been asking for. Hopefully, make it in as DLC. If we have 3 combat packs, doesn't mean they all have to be 6 characters each. Let's say we're starting out with 25 characters. That's still, 6, and then even 6, I guess you could technically do 3, and that's 18 characters. Then you're dealing with 43 characters at the end of the day. Add in one for a random select, and then you got 44 slots on the select screen. But yeah, either way, I hope that is the case, and I think that is going to be the case because Ed Boon just seems like he's ready to do something new, which he has every reason to after doing Mortal Kombat for as long as he has. There's no reason you can't still support this game, but move on to something else. And that would be great, because I don't think any of us are asking for Injustice 3 right now. I think Injustice 2 is solid enough that you can let that be the last Injustice for quite some time. And then let this be the last MK for, 6 years, 5 years, whatever. And then after you do your next big game, your next big IP for, 2 or 3 years down the line and put that out, then you can maybe start thinking about another Mortal Kombat or Injustice. That's just my thought.
And they could even hand off to Injustice to like another studio and have them
Sure.
do their version of the game, like Rocksteady or whatever they were
Right.
saying. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah.
A lot of people in our Discord think they're gonna do a Marvel fighting game because of that interview.
No.
Yeah, they did
I don't
mention
think so.
something. Said he was like in talks with them or something, but he didn't like. I doubt that'll lead to anything.
I think
Maybe.
somebody clarified that. I don't remember who, but he said that was in the past. Like, it's not currently being talked about. I'm pretty sure that was talks have already died down. Otherwise, I don't think he would have said anything about it in that interview. If they're currently, discussing that, I don't think he would have mentioned it at all.
Yeah, you probably would have had like a non-reaction, like
Sure,
No,
non-answer
or
or can't answer that type of thing, but I don't know. And he even made it clear that he does not want to do another fighting game IP right now. He wants to try a completely different genre.
Did he say that?
Yeah, he did say that in
Yeah.
the Game Informer interview.
Okay.
He said he's only gone since Mortal Kombat's been existing. He said he's only gone like a few days without thinking about Mortal Kombat, and it was because he was on vacation. So
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure all he ever thinks
Yeah, I
about
remember that.
that. So
But
that
yeah,
sounds awful.
he said he wants to do an IP where it's like constantly online type of thing, where like you have to hide your body because you're afraid somebody's going to loot your body when you're not playing type of stuff. He wants to do something like that. He wants to do a different type of genre, nothing in the fighting game realm. And they have nothing to gain by creating another fighting game. They have 2 successful franchises, one that's just huge with Mortal Kombat. So there's really no reason to do another fighting game IP unless you have like a Marvel versus DC situation where it's like this huge one-off type of thing. So I don't
Some
think he's
ridiculous idea.
I don't think he's going to be starting a new IP that's another fighter. I think he wants to branch out and do something else, which
I kept saying too. It's like I feel like the formula is gonna get stale, and I think they know that, and they really do need to switch it up. And I think this is the time to do it after this game.
I think so too. I think Injustice 2 left off on a pretty good note. It was clearly a huge step up. I don't think that game's going, other than like the loot box annoyance, I don't think that game's going to feel old anytime soon. I feel like that's going to hold up for a few years in terms of just still being a quality fighter. And I think with Mortal Kombat 11 is a perfect time to leave off, and you still support the game. Like I said, keep putting out more to make this game bigger and bigger, and add some more characters, really flesh out the roster. And I think that's going to be far better. And if that is their plan, it makes probably a lot more sense why they went with the roster that they did. We don't know that is the case, but I mean, it would make more sense why they put in so many MK1 and 2 characters off the start, beyond just the story, if they plan to add in, like I said, 14, 16, 18 more characters through DLC over time. Because then there's plenty of time to put out more and more fan favorites or more from the 3D era and stuff like that. So
Well, didn't he say DLC would be like fan favorites, or
yeah,
did I
and he
make?
said he said in general the DLC will be along the same vein as a Cabal or Jade or Baraka, basically saying that's not going to stop like just on the roster. If your favorite character didn't make it on the roster, DLC is going to follow along that same vein, which Shang Tsung already is proof of that. So we'll see what the other characters are. So yeah, I'm excited. I think making this game last would be the right call right now. Especially, I mean, if it's a good game. Obviously, if it sucks, then we're not going to be wanting to play this and have it supported for so long. But I mean, they can tweak things to keep it good and keep it fresh. So
Yeah, well, I mean, customs itself is like pretty incentive for it to give it a long life because you're going to see all these different combinations, and then there's going to be buffs and nerfs, and then different combinations, and they could add special moves, like you said. So,
well, I mean that's a good segue. Customs versus presets. So the tournament presets changed, and well, I mean they didn't really change. We didn't know what they were, and then some leak copies got out there, and those didn't seem final. So the day one patch went out, and now we know what the actual presets are for each character going into the game's release. The 2 variations that you get to choose from. So yeah, my thoughts are still the same. I prefer customs. I just want to play I want to play in the entire sandbox. I want to enjoy the game as a whole and not feel restricted. I don't want to. I think my main concern right now is, and we'll get to Frost later, but I already know one of Frost's presets is not one that I want to use unless I have a lot of fun with it. It's just in theory is not one that I want to use. So whatever her other one is, I'm stuck with. Like if I want to play the game, I'm stuck with that if I go with presets. And I don't even know what those moves are, but I know that this isn't really spoiling much on the Frost discussion that we'll get into, but the one that I don't want to play with the bombs and whatnot has the dive kick, which I think I would want a dive kick because that sounds cool. Because I never play a character with a dive kick, so that would be kind of fun to actually have that opportunity to really learn how to utilize a dive kick. And I'd want that, and I doubt her second variation has that as an option if the first one does. So I'm already thinking that's probably shitty, and I don't want to have to deal with that. And I know you're in kind of the same boat with Cabal, with you have 2 variations as an option that really has what you wanted in Cabal.
Yeah, it's like neither of them have one of them is like kind of like MK9 with the zoning with the buzzsaws and the dash cancels, but like
Right.
I don't want to use the zoning shit. And the other loadout has like the low grab and the extended hook, but it's also stuck with that dumb fucking spin I don't want to use, and I want the dash cancels. So it's kind of like my worst like fear come to fruition. And
Sure.
I don't know. I like just seeing that right now. Like if I'm just using presets, I don't think I'm gonna main Cabal,
Right.
because I just don't see myself enjoying him that much with those. But I mean, some things could have changed. They could have changed his moveset or something, or some things about his moveset. But right now, I'm just like I am leaning towards customs as well, because I just don't. I don't want to be fucking. Basically, I don't want to play like a dry version of the game and wait for them to fix the customs and stuff and like fix the variations to like just to improve the variations. Like it feels like they reached a deadline and they had to make a decision and they were forced to choose this one.
Right.
And then maybe it'll get better in like a month. But I don't want to go in and play presets and have a worse time and see everyone having fun playing customs and shit. Like
Yeah.
I'd rather just take the sacrifice of not being able to play presets and then just go for customs. I'm gonna try the presets. I know Raiden has a preset I'd be interested in. I haven't seen Khan's yet, but I hope he has one I'm interested in.
And well, here's the thing on that, because I think some people don't even realize that you can technically mix presets and customs. Like with your friends, you can do that. Obviously, you can't do it in ranked. You can't do it in ranked. That's the only time you can't do it. But if you're just playing with your friends, so like let's say some characters, a preset specifically matches what you want from that character anyways. Let's say Raiden in your example, when you're playing with your friends that want to do customs, you can just play the Raiden preset.
Yeah.
So it's not like you can't do both and everybody can't have their fun together. It's just you got to go in with the understanding that the characters you might be facing might not be the preset version. So you may not be learning the exact matchup of each character that way, but you're still learning your character. You're still getting good with a character that you can take into ranked with the presets. So I think there's room for both. Maybe certain characters, if you plan on learning multiple characters, maybe you learn one that has a preset that you really like and you're okay with using the preset. And maybe that's the character you take into ranked and try and get good with that character in a ranked setting. But then you have certain characters that you get good with in a custom setting and you can do that. And then when you're playing with your friends, you can do both. You can use whoever. So, I mean, I think there is a happy medium here where everybody wins. Because I know, like, with Katana's, I haven't seen all of Katana's moves, but the Her Highness one that they showed off in the combat cast, the one that has the flutter, the projectile absorb that helps her fans do more damage, and the ground ass fly. All three of those are ones that I like. I like all three of those specials, so I would not mind using that preset. Whereas, say, Frost, I'm probably going to want to use customs. Collector, I don't know because I haven't really looked at what he has. So he might be I'm guessing he's probably going to be one that I want to use customs, but I know one of his before the day one patch had like the teleport and the grab that he has, which is a great combo. But those were only 2 slots. There was no third slot taken up there, so that's kind of a waste in my opinion. But that probably changed with the day one patch, so I didn't look at that. But yeah, I guess my point is, theoretically, there's no reason why you can't learn a preset for one character if it just happens to be the specials you really enjoy anyways, and then play customs for other characters that you're not satisfied with. So that way you can play your Raiden, you can play your Cabal, you can play your Shao Kahn, and maybe some of those fit the ranked, some of them don't, and kind of fit the best of both worlds. But ultimately, I'm leaning customs because I just want to have the most fun that this game can offer, and I think customs are the way to go. You can legitimately just make the character whatever you want. I don't subscribe to this idea that you're going to find one premier loadout that everybody feels that they have to use. I don't buy into that because, as Django was explaining and other people were explaining in the chat, people are going to find their own tech, and it may not be apparent right away, but there's going to be certain things like Cabal. Most people thought the up hook grab, the low hook grab, and the extended or the dash cancel, like those were that was the premier loadout, and maybe that was really, really good. But I think that gas variation with the gas, the fluff or whatever you call that, the air dash,
God.
that led to that people started realizing that led to a lot of combo potential as well. So that would have been viable. And like you said in the chat, Cabal is a great example that shows custom variations can work because he has a lot of specials that are actually worth a damn. So I'd rather play within that mindset of play the way you want to play and make it work. Because for me, I'm not going to go with just the premier build. I'm going to go with the build that I have the most fun. Now, if I'm working hard for the weekend and putting in overtime, doing double the amount of work for, half the amount of reward, yeah, I'll probably shuffle some things around so that I'm at least viable. But I'm not going to play something that's super viable, the best premier build, if I'm not having fun with it. I'm going to pick the one that I'm having fun, and I'm going to find a way to make it work. Or maybe I have to switch out a special just to make it work. But ultimately, I'm still going to make that character what I want it to be. Like, there's not a katana I'm going to play without the flutter. Maybe the flutter's not the best thing for her, but that's what I'm going to do. Or maybe for Frost, the bombs are the best way to go to get the absolute most out of her. I'm not going to choose them, because if I don't want to use them, I don't want to use them. Like, I'm going to find other shit that works. And I think most characters have at least a few options at their disposal that you can make do with. So ultimately, I want to play the game that we were advertised to, and that is custom variations. And there's really no reason we can't, other than you can't take it into ranked. Like, if you're somebody that goes and plans on actually competing at tournaments, you got to learn presets. and maybe that's the only character you play and you can't mix and match or whatever. That's fine. But like I said, you can still play presets with your friends that are playing customs. You may not be able to learn their character's matchup, but at least you're still getting good with your own character. You're still learning footsies and how to maximize your combos and shit. So, say for example, Temp does not want to play a custom variation himself. He only wants to stick with a preset one. He can still play with all of us on a custom one. He just has to accept the fact that the builds we might be using aren't going to be the tournament legal builds. But
Yeah, I just wish it didn't have to come to that point. It's like, why
I
do
wish
we
so
have to
too.
do
But
that? It's like, but it's also like, yeah, he's learning a matchup for like that doesn't really exist. Like, that's the whole problem with it. It's like,
Well, I
he's
mean,
learning,
it could ultimately exist, but
yeah, it could exist. We don't
down the
know
line,
yet.
yeah.
It's just like going in. It's like, yeah, he's gonna be playing against like basically a version of the character that isn't like real, and that's the problem. It's like he's not learning the actual matchup because he's gonna be learning how to punish like some ability move, but like when he plays a Cabal that doesn't have that shit, it's like it's completely different, and it's like he has to get accustomed to fighting like a regular Cabal as opposed to like a weird custom one.
oh, I
That's the
understand.
issue. Yeah,
I understand, and
I
I
agree.
get that. It's just I don't know. I agree that it sucks, but it's one of those things where I just I have a hard time. I've said, if everybody's like, hey, we want to do presets because we want to stick to this, I'm not going to be like the one guy that's like, no, I'm going to stick to the custom. Sorry, guys.
Yeah,
I'm not going to be that guy. But it's hard for me to be like, yeah, I'm going to lock myself out of all of that fun that I could be having and playing the character that I want to play, which is unique to this game because I doubt they bring this mechanic back if they can't figure it out and get it to work for all modes, including ranked. So this is probably a one off for Mortal Kombat 11. So it's like, I'm going to miss out on how Mortal Kombat 11 was designed to be played for a neutered version of that, all for the reason of somebody else wants to learn the matchups. Like, to me, that sucks because it's not tournaments. It's not me that feels an obligation to play ranked. I just want to have fun with the game. And for me, the most fun I have is just playing you guys online. And we have so
yeah.
many people in this Discord that even if you are somebody that likes to play a wide array of people, like I know like Django likes to go into matchmaking and do the sets with people, the randoms online to get a feel for what, kind of tech is out there and see what kind of shit people do. It's like we have a Discord with 500 people in it. And on a daily, we have upwards of 60, 70 people online. And I would say easily 30 of those people are going to be available a lot of the time to run matches and run sets. And it's like, I feel like with the community we have our own means of set. I mean, we plan to make our own tournaments. We can make our tournaments whatever we want. If we want to set our own tournaments with prizes and shit, we have that ability. And we can make customs and tournaments a thing. It's not like we need to all sit around and watch each other make custom things because our tournaments are going to be online where your shit's already ready to go. So, I don't know. I just want to play the
I
game
agree.
as fun as it can possibly be. To me, that's more important than any other aspect, is just to have the most fun out of the game possible. And to me, that's custom variations. It's like we didn't do with Injustice. I gave up that in Injustice 2 because one, the custom abilities didn't seem balanced,
Yeah, it
and
wasn't worth it.
two, the stats. The stats just wasn't worth it. It
Yeah,
was all
that's
or
true.
nothing. Whereas in here, its augments aren't a part of it. It really is just the custom moves, and they've made them. They at least tried to make them balanced. They may not have gotten all the way there to where they felt comfortable in a tournament setting or how to set it up with the UI and all that shit. But I don't. I don't think it was nearly specifically from a balancing standpoint. They just couldn't get it to work. So yeah, I don't know. It's just gonna suck if we get to that point and we get to the game, and it's like I'm stuck feeling an obligation to play one of two variations that were set out for me that I'm not necessarily having the most fun I could be having with that character.
Yeah, I would maybe feel like differently had I not played the beta, but I have, and I've experienced a Cabal that I like, and that's not available. And I want to play that version of the Cabal that I played. I don't want
Yeah.
to be forced into a preset. So I'm gonna try the presets initially, but if it's not working out after a couple hours, I am gonna go customs at least for the first week or so until maybe they adjust the presets or something.
Didn't his like presets have like the straight air buzzsaw? Why would you ever use that?
Yeah, I didn't.
What are you gonna do with that?
I tried that in the beta and I didn't like it at
They
all.
were trying to make it as much like MK9 Cabal as possible, and that's the closest
Yeah.
thing he had to a air blast.
Yeah, but jumping against Cabal isn't a good idea, anyways. So, I don't know. I just thought I didn't like that move. I like the ground buzzsaw, but I mean, I think I'm gonna use customs too, just because even listening to Ultra David, like, because the Baraka loadout I used the command grab and then the low leg stab. But then I was listening to the Ultra Chin podcast, and Ultra David was talking about how flag variation has the flag smack or whatever, which replaces his regular unsafe flag. But so flag smack is safe on block. It pushes you hella far back, and it puts them right at the perfect distance for the command grab or a back two. So I was like, that's some sick tech. I would have never thought to use that combination. So it's like stuff like that. Like people are already coming up with super interesting like combinations and shit. Cause I'm just like, in the 700 or so matches I played, I never would have thought of doing that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
and that's the beauty of customs.
Yeah.
Well, it sub with the rising ice, but then cold shoulder. Who wants that shit? I
Yeah.
want live. Like,
I saw subs loadouts. I'm like, I don't want either of these.
yeah,
Like-
and then like the 2-slot like ice ball that goes to projectiles. I was like, I don't want that.
Has a dumb shoulder with that shit. It's like I don't want to use the fucking shoulder. I want the slide. Like
Well, and Kano didn't even have his what was it, like snake bite command
combo
grab?
extender. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
he
weird.
doesn't have that. That's very weird.
Yeah, I mean, and there's one other layer to this that is worth, I guess, mentioning is so many people say speak with your wallets or whatever when it comes to, making purchases and not letting companies bully you around, all that kind of shit. So taking that same sort of logic with how you choose to play the game, because they clearly monitor player stats. They monitor how people are playing the game, and they don't want any aspect of an aspect of the game that's being underutilized by the players to them is saying, we failed here. How do we stop this? How do we fix this? And they still bring up the tag not being used a lot in MK9 as a reason not to bring it back online. And in this case, if you go into ranked and you play the presets as a means of, well, I'm just going to suck it up and I'll play the presets. I'm not going to use customs because that's what they laid out for us. And unfortunately, they forced that upon us. And that's just the decision, was made. So I want to play ranked, so I'm going to have to use presets and I'm not going to play customs. With that logic, you're basically giving into the choice they made. Whereas if you don't play ranked, because my fear is if a large player base, at least of like the online community, the diehards, the competitive crowd, etc., if everyone goes to ranked and just sucks it up, whether they're happy or not, and they just play ranked because that's the way it is, then it says to them, okay, we don't really need to change this that badly because people are just going to make do, and eventually we'll add another preset and it'll make them a little happier maybe, and that's good enough. Whereas if you're speaking with your wallet, so to speak with your player stats and how you play the game, if you ignore ranked and you say, I'm not going to use presets because I want to play the game the way this is advertised and have the most fun and just be able to play customs, I'm not going to play ranked. Instead, I'm going to play player matches and I'm going to play custom matches with friends and stuff like that and use customs. That says to them, if if 95% of the player base is using player matches and custom matches and using customs and they're not using ranked, that, in my opinion, is going to light a fire under them faster, sooner rather than later, telling them, oh shit, not enough people are playing ranked. We better do something about this. Like, I feel like if you make them think that you're just going to put up with it and that you're just going to make do with it, then that just sends a signal to them that, okay, we don't really need to hurry too much because people are at least buying into it or, they're going along with it. So, I don't know. I'm afraid of that. Obviously, from a casual perspective, most players that play the game are going to play custom anyways, but it still worries me that if you get this attitude where it's like I'm just going to put up with it and hopefully they fix it eventually, it's just going to send that signal of they don't really need to hurry too much, or maybe they never follow up with that.
Well, players have expressed their disappointment pretty heavily, so I think they got the message. But yeah, I'm in agreement. Like, I hope people don't just like lay down and take it. Like they need to. I hope I'm curious to see what happens with that. If people are gonna go majority like ranked and just deal with it, or if there is gonna be like a divide and people wanting to go customs and shit. I'm sure there will be like people who are trying customs instead and being like, this is way better and shit. And like they're gonna be outspoken about it probably. That's what I'm expecting. That's what I hope for. Because I hope they do end up like taking the message and changing it.
Yeah.
And they did say, they're considering it, so
Yeah. I mean,
I wouldn't be surprised.
and I guess the last layer to this is that's worth mentioning on this subject before we move on is they've said they're going to add more variations down the line. They didn't give us a timetable, but they plan on adding a variation, another variation at least to everybody. So they do plan on expanding people's options so that you have more presets to choose from. But my fear with that is, how much variety are we going to actually, like, if one of your moves is used in one variation, are you going to see that, like, say Cabal's dash cancel? If he gets a third variation, maybe it's just all gas based, and we never see that dash cancel in another preset.
Yeah,
so
I'm not. That's what I'm thinking. I'm not expecting. That's what I thought too. I think like the moves that are already used aren't going to be used again. That's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting them to just make variations based around the moves they still have,
yeah,
and then add those in. I don't fucking want that because that doesn't fix the problem for me with Cabal. It's like I
Right.
want the hook grab and the dash cancel in the same variation, but if those are already used now, it's like you can't have that.
yeah, I don't think they're gonna make a whole new variation with just
No,
one different move and then two of the moves the same. That's my. I
it's
mean,
essentially customs at that point. Then yeah,
yeah, I mean, it's a double. I see both sides of that. I want to see every move make it into a preset. So I understand the idea of if you keep doubling up moves, you're just further pushing back this idea that you're going to keep moves off the table for presets for the longest time, if ever, for the entire thing. But on the other side, like we just said, if you are a fan and you feel like I want this specific move and that's already taken now, you're probably SOL. So that sucks that that's your only option. Like, it just sucks. So, I mean, my ideal way is play customs, and if they eventually add a preset to the character that you like, awesome. Then, hey, now you can just use a preset, and that's perfectly fine. Now you're good to go for both preset and custom, because you can use it in both. If they eventually allow customs into ranked, hey, all that practice and you've put into the preset that or the custom variation you've used now is applicable in ranked as well. You just added a mode to your possibilities. That's cool as well. It's just, yeah, starting with little and then hoping that you get more down the line, that sucks. So I that's what I don't want to do.
yeah.
I already know one of Katana's is with the Melina stuff, and I don't want to use the Melina Sai in my variation, so I'm limited to the one with Katana. I'm limited to one with Frost if I don't want to use the bombs. I'm probably limited in Collector's one. So it's like, so far, each of the characters I want, I'm probably just have one variation that sticks out to me as an option. So that sucks. So that's what I really, really do not want. But anyways.
I mean, I just feel honestly like if they keep adding variations, what's the difference? But like, isn't it isn't it going to take just as long for me to choose from 7 variations? That's a hypothetical like number.
It's also learning all those matchups anyways, so it's like,
yeah, but I mean,
that
like,
Yeah, that's true.
isn't it going to take just as long for me to make my variation than it would for me to pick from 7 different ones? Like, I mean, you pick your assistant Marvel, you pick your like, there's tons of games like Street Fighter. You pick your V trigger. Like, there's tons of games where you pick a factor that's going to affect the matchup. So, I mean, if they keep adding different variations, I don't think once it gets to a certain number, it's going to take just as long for you to make a custom variation.
it just depends on if they can put it on the select screen, because at the moment they still don't have the ability to make your.
Tim was saying the other day that they kept saying it. I don't know if it was on a stream or something, but they're just like, all these people kept recommending how to put it on the UI, and the guy that worked at NRS was like, "That's literally the easiest thing to implement. Like, we already know how to do that. We're just trying to figure out like the other problem."
Yeah.
They didn't elaborate what the other problem is, though, from my
Yeah, that's what I'm
understanding.
saying.
Yeah.
So,
So we don't know what it could be. One of those X factors that we're not even privy to, that they've somehow, with the coding or something on the back end, that just screws something up or just isn't working properly, that they don't quite know, they don't have an answer to. So if that's the case, then that just sucks. But yeah, I mean, I guess we'll
I feel
see.
like they can figure it out. Yeah.
But yeah. Anyways, moving on. I guess let's get to Frost.
oh,
Oh.
last night was like, I felt bad, but I was also laughing so hard at the same time because I was just imagining if we didn't know what we knew. Could you imagine her trailer or something and Django doing a reaction to that shit? He'd be like, "Is this a bug?" He'd be like, "That shit would be hilarious." He'd be like, Is her head a fucking bomb? Is this a bug?" Like, it would be hilarious.
I want to see Eris react to that. That
Oh
sounds
my
great.
god. Who's Frost?
Who's Frost? Yeah, what is this?
I think I picked her up. I picked up one of those. What are those called? Like Frosties at Wendy's the other day. Like, I don't know. Eris is hilarious, but
He thinks of the dumbest shit, yeah.
well, he keeps calling Cetrion Chevron. Like the
Chevron.
station. So
So with Frost.
Yeah, get us started.
Okay, so it's full on spoilers. Like I said, we don't know her story ending. We don't know what she does in story mode to like actual specifics or anything. We just have a general idea. You know, we see her character model. We know her gameplay, so that in itself already gives away, you know, what this character is. But I mean, she's on the select screen. So spoilers if you want nothing to know about Frost or, you know, any of her gameplay or any of that, or you feel like it's going to spoil something for you, now's your time to check out. But let's get into Frost. And okay, so for a long time now, at least a month and a half, 2 months, not long after the reveal event, it was rumored that Frost would be on the roster. And then there was rumors that she would either be a cyborg or a Chronica, like a construct like Garrus is. So at first it was a cyborg. Then it was quickly clarified as a construct and not a cyborg. And then more recently, I guess it's gotten back to cyborg. At one point I heard ice missiles. So yeah, it got a little sketchy. That select screen eventually made its way out. And on that, she was bald. And even at that point, I'm like, something doesn't sit right with me with that mask that she has on her face. Because even on that select screen, the mask looked like it was so tight on her face. Like, generally, the ninja masks are like bigger on their face. This one seemed to be more like form fitting to her face. So I was already a little wary. You know, it was a low resolution, small select screen picture. So you couldn't really tell for sure. And her outfit looked like it was like completely covering her chest and everything. So you got the idea that she's going to be completely covered for one reason or another. So that's when my fears started to really materialize and my concerns that, okay, maybe she is a cyborg. Maybe she's like underneath that mask, she's all wires and shit. Or maybe that's not even a mask. Maybe she's just missing the lower half of her face. I don't know. Like, my mind was just running wild. I was getting these ideas of what this character could be. You know, how could they do this and like change her to a cyborg, a construct? Why would they do that? Why would they radically change a character? But I kept an open mind because ultimately it's going to come down to design, it's going to come down to gameplay, and it's going to come down to how they determine it, like how they do it in story. Those are my three things that I kind of said I don't like the idea. On paper, it's concerning to me, but I'll wait till we see it to know for sure. So then a couple days ago, couple nights ago, I guess, we get our first select screen picture of Frost and her, like, her model view of her. So you can see a full body picture of her. And actually it was in the morning a couple days ago. And my instant thought when I woke up was, Her hair looks great. Her eyes look cybernetic, so clearly she is a cyborg. When you look into her like pupils and all of that, it looked like it was like cybernetic, mainframe shit, like
Circuitry and shit,
overlays and circuitry and shit. So that already kind of became apparent. But she didn't have like a helmet on. She was still appeared to have human skin on her face, and she has her hair. So then
She's
I
just wearing
started,
a mask. Yeah.
yeah, and she's wearing a ninja mask. So then it started giving more of and kind of her wardrobe as well, kind of gave like a cyberpunk vibe, something you'd seen like Blade Runner or some shit like that, like a synthetic, where yeah, she might have like cybernetic parts, but I thought it'd be more like enhancements. Like she has things enhanced into her brain and her eyes and stuff that gives her this overlay that enhances her ice powers or whatever, and her body has some genetic or some cybernetic enhancements to increase her skills so that way she can like be more of a master level skill instead of an apprentice. So that's kind of where my mind went, and I thought, okay, I can buy into this. She looks good from a design standpoint. I think her hair looks fantastic. At first we didn't even know about her classic hair. We saw kind of the short hair that goes off to the side with the dark blue underneath and the light, like the light blue on top. And I thought, that looks fucking badass, Like, that's not the classic hair, but in a way, I think it looks even cooler. Like, it looks...
I really like it, yeah.
It looks fucking
good.
cool. And I'm like, I can get on board with this. She has a nice face model, like all the females in the game do. She has cool-ass hair. Her wardrobe looks still cool. And the mask looks better up close. So I'm like, okay.
I really like the mask, actually, yeah.
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 So I was on board at that point. I'm like, okay, she may be a cyborg, but maybe it's not like... It's not as to the degree of Cyrax and Sector. Maybe it's more like I said, she does more... She kept a lot of herself there, including her face and her head and all that. But she's got cybernetic enhancements. Cool. Well, then the next chapter to the story, I guess, comes out that start talking to a dude that has the game, and he starts basically explaining that she, in her gameplay, she has Cyrax-like bombs, and the bomb is her head. It's just, her head just, she throws her head down and uses it as a setup, a trap. And yeah, that was a shock to my brain. And I was like, okay, so she is full-on cyborg. Like, she's not a human slash... I mean, obviously, cyborgs are human slash robotic. But, like, her head isn't even necessarily real. It's a cybernetic head at this point. And so I was like, well, shit. She's full-on cybernetic to as cyborg as you could possibly get. She just has a human-like skin appearance, and maybe that is still her skin. And
that's
hair.
Deceiving.
Yeah, it is deceiving. But okay. So I find that out, and I'm instantly like, what the fuck? I got very disappointed. And then, disappointed for two, double-fold here. So, disappointed in one sense that she throws her head off and stuff, which wasn't my ideal. I was thinking cyberpunk, and now we're just getting full-on cyborg. She just doesn't look necessarily like one, but she's doing all the things that the cyborgs do. Cyrax blows up, and his head goes all over the place, and all of his limbs rocket apart. Triborg in MKX was hitting people with his head and stuff like that. I think he even had one of his fatalities was putting the opponent's head on his head or something like that.
Yeah.
It was him throwing his head, yeah.
Throwing his head onto the opponent, right, that's right, and then they pose. Okay, so then I'm like, okay, so she's full on that, and not only that, but then the other side of it is she's using Cyrax's setup, so she's basically Cybersub with cybernetic bombs, and Cybersub already took Cyrax's bombs in his own fashion, so now Frost is going to continue that. And I was like, well, shit. She's not only she's not only radically different, a character that I've been asking for many years, was my number one on my wish list. A character that has been gone for forever as playable, especially if you don't count Armageddon. So she's hasn't been back for forever, and we finally get her back, and they turn her into something that's radically different than what she was before. A female cyber ninja, basically. So she's the new cyber sub. And that was already jarring. But then on top of that, she's using some of Cyrax's moves that she didn't really need to use, but they're doing the cyber sub stuff. They're just kind of taking the dive kick and the bombs, the setups from cyber sub, and just giving them to her.
Oh yeah, the dive kick too. Yeah.
So it's like,
It's been too.
Oh yeah, she does have Baraka's blade spin.
She has Baraka's blade spin, and I think she has something called like ice overload or something, or mainframe overload, which might be a parry. I don't know. I didn't see a gameplay mechanic where she has it, but in her moves list, the ones that were shown, it didn't describe it because it wasn't hovering over it, but it looked like in the little image maybe she's freezing herself completely, which makes me think of Cyber Sub's ice parry.
Ice parry, yeah.
And we know characters have parries in this game, that's for sure. So I was like, okay. I mean, I didn't mind Cyber Sub in theory. I wasn't against Cyber Sub, whatever, but it just seems really odd direction to take with her. You know, no ice daggers, no classic human skin.
She has like ice spears now, right?
She has ice drills.
Yeah, they're not spears. I think that's what was meant by spears when I think about it, but
they look like she
drills.
does have like some type of like ice, like long swords or spears or something in some of her moves.
Yeah, they're like spikes. I think the drills and the spikes are all kind of one common thing. It's kind of like a Glacius from Killer Instincts, where he forms like the liquid metal stuff kind of out of his ice. You know what I mean? Doesn't he do that?
Cooler. Yeah, he does. He uses like ice picks and shit. And
yeah. So I'm thinking,
spears,
she's just making spikes basically out of her hands and drills and spikes and that kind of stuff. So that's her thing. That's the gimmick. You know, every cyborg has a gimmick. Cyrax is he throws nets and he throws bombs and he does the blade. So he's kind of like the Swiss Army knife of the cyborg. Sector is more about fire and missiles. Smoke was about the harpoon and going into doing all the smoky shit. Cyber Sub was just taking other people's shit and doing it with ice. So,
while also being Sub-Zero, yeah.
Yes. And now that's pretty much Frost. So, but she's got her own niche. She's got her own gimmick, which is, like I said, the drills in the which isn't a bad thing. I mean, that's kind of cool, I guess. I don't hate them.
The fatality was kind of cool.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's positives here. It's not all doom and gloom. So, continuing on the next chapter. So, got all that information last night, and I was like, well, shit, and I was very disappointed. But then we get to this morning, and I started seeing some of the footage where, because I was told, I had asked this question, I got an answer this morning, that the ice bomb wasn't part of her base loadout, like her just normal moveset in the base form without any of the extra specials. And so that already made me a little happier. Okay, I don't have to play a setup character, because I was also part of the disappointment is I don't want to play a setup Frost. I want to play a rushdown Frost. That's what a rushdown Frost with a little bit of zoning elements. I did not want to play a setup character. So that made me a little happier to hear. Then I was told that she has like some headcanon as part of her base roster, but I think that might have been a mistake. I don't think she has a head cannon. I don't think she rockets her head off. I don't know. I didn't see any of that in any of her gameplay that we've seen thus far. And that could
be in. Yeah.
It could be in. It could be in still. Which, I mean, isn't the worst thing in the world, because in her strings, in her regular combo strings, supposedly she takes off her head and beats you with it like Cyborg does with his bomb, or not Cyborg, but Cyrax does with his bombs, and Triborg did. So, I mean, that's there regardless. That you can't change. It's not like if you want her head to stay on the entire time, you have a choice. But if there is no head cannon, it could have been a chest cannon, because she does kind of do the chest blasts in several of her... In her gameplay, she was doing chest blasts up into the air. She was doing like an arcing chest blast. She was doing close-up chest blast. She did a chest blast of ice down to the ground. So I'm going to guess that's what that was. But regardless, I guess my point was of the roller coaster here. Learning that the head stuff wasn't part of her base, I'm thinking, okay, maybe this was a mistake. Maybe there was just some misinformation here, just, lost in translation. But then I saw the move list, and clear as day was a picture of her head just off on the ground as an ice bomb. So like, okay, that's actually true. So that's for sure true, confirmed. And in one of her intros, she has her head lowered down into her body.
I haven't seen that.
It was screwed into her body. It was so weird.
What?
It wasn't
I haven't
screwed
seen
into
that.
her body. It wasn't. Have you seen it, D4?
It was attached to like a spine, I feel like, and they like screwed it in.
Oh, I mean, it was like tentacled in. So basically, her spine and head get lowered down with like cords from the air, and it gets basically plugged into her body. Like they lower it in, and then as it's being lowered, tentacles come up from her body, like, cords and shit come up from her body to basically attach everything. Then it locks in place. And then
I've not seen it.
as it locks in place, her eyes open up and she starts her dialogue.
You don't want to see it.
It's an intro?
It's an intro,
an
so you can switch it out, but you don't have to use that if you don't want. But I don't know if it's still available. Some of these videos got taken down. I think that's one of them.
You don't want to see it. I could try to find it.
I can wait. The description.
Well, here's the thing. I actually think it's badass.
Oh, really?
I think it's cool.
That's surprising.
It was very Ghost in the Shell. Like, I don't know. It was just kind of weird.
Look, here's the thing. We're in it. Like, this is the Frost we have. I can't change that. I can't have a Frost that doesn't have her head off in some form or fashion. I can choose not to use the intro. I can choose not to use the head bombs. But if she has her head off in strings, that's it. I mean, this is the character now. So with that being the case, I did think it was tight. Seeing her head with the spine lowered into her body, locking into place, and as it locks into a place, she takes consciousness. That's fucking cool. I don't know. I think it gives a sense that she is sort of a big deal. I don't know. Like, I get a sense of power from her now that you didn't get from before. And she even says in her intro dialogue that, like, she goes back and forth with Sub-Zero, and Sub-Zero says something like, "You were a fine apprentice." And then there was a time that you were a fine apprentice, and then she counters with, "But now I am a master." So it's like, you get this fucking vibe from her that she is probably powerful now. And she's probably as powerful as Sub. Maybe not as powerful, but you know what I mean. She's no, apprentice anymore. She's
Yeah, she's not a slouch.
Yeah, she's fucking gonna be doing some good shit and doing some powerful things. And that's clearly why she's done what she's done to herself, because that's the character. She's always been power hungry. She's always been obsessed with being powerful, and she does not.
It's just a shortcut.
It's a shortcut, exactly. And that was my next point: is she doesn't have patience. We've seen twice now in the series, 3 times actually, that she's been frozen by Sub-Zero. Once in Deadly Alliance in her ending when she tried to steal the amulet, and then once again in Unchained when she did the exact same thing, and then in MKX when she tried to attack Scorpion relentlessly and didn't know her place, and she got frozen once again.
She did the same thing in Armageddon too, so it's actually 4 times. Yeah,
That's hilarious
That's
and
it.
sucky. Well, I mean, that's my point is,
found her.
we're finally gonna get some fucking character progression for this chick, and she's done something where she's actually successful for once. She's fucking made herself into what she wanted all along, and that is a powerful being, and she sacrificed to do so. I can't imagine the Lin Kuei process to being turned into a cyber ninja is a painless one.
No.
She basically did what like Wolverine did, and she willingly did. Maybe, we don't know. Once again, we don't know story spoilers, so we don't know. Oh, I guess there's a mid-screen combo that just came up in spoilers. Let's watch this real quick. I'm gonna mute it. It's in spoilers, yeah, for Frost.
Okay.
Oh my god, Aaron has an intro with a horse.
Okay, so she does use some ice
that,
swords
yeah.
and shit. Like some thin ice swords, kind of like sub did in MK9, it looks like. That looks good. Not worth a shit ton of damage, but it looked good.
That was kind of cool.
Anyways, getting back on track. I guess my point is we don't know in story how this all comes along. We don't know if it's willingly or if she gets tricked or if she gets, it happens against her will, but I'm going to assume just for my thought process here, she willingly does this to herself to get the power that she always wanted. And it makes sense from a story perspective, which my first gripe with this was going to be is why would she do that? If you're going to turn her into a cyborg, there better be a damn good reason as a character why she would do this. This wasn't just Sub-Zero getting turned into it just for shits and giggles for a story twist. It better make sense from a character perspective of why this is done to this character, and it has to make sense logically for me to really start to get on board with it. And in my opinion, if it is something that she willingly goes for to increase her power as a shortcut, like you said, it makes sense for her character to do that. And not only does it make sense, it's super badass that she would put herself through all of that fucking pain and struggle and just this altercation and turn herself into this fucking cyborg, this hideous thing when you think about it, all for the sake of getting more power. I don't know. I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah,
From
I see your
that perspective. From
Yeah.
that perspective. From a story
it's very
perspective.
anime. I like.
Yes, so that's one thing I like. Design-wise, I like. Gameplay, she seems like she has some cool moves. So, ultimately, if you want my opinion where it stands now, as I've kind of explained the ups and downs of going through it, this whole thing is, as long as her gameplay's tight, I think I'm gonna eventually be happy and content with where we're at with this character.
Okay.
It really depends how they do it in story. If she just jobs out and gets fucked over immediately and she's like an afterthought of story, like she plays such a minor role and none of this really made any sort of significant difference, I'm probably gonna be like, well, that was a waste. But if she does some cool shit and she does some badass shit in story and plays any sort of somewhat significant role, whatever. I can get on board from a story, design, and gameplay perspective because, in my opinion, all three are lining up to be cool. If it goes that way. Like I said, I'm leaving it to story to make the determination. That's where I'm at with it. It's still not what I would have preferred. There's still, like, underlying disappointment there. But it's one of those things where it's like, okay, this isn't what I asked for. This isn't what I wanted. It sucks that they did this to a character that hasn't been around for forever.
Yeah.
And it's jarring, but at the same time, I think there's some potential here to be really cool. And they've made a lot of characters in this game really, really cool. So I'm going to give them the benefit of doubt until I get my hands on her, until I play her in story mode on my judgment on her, I guess. So, yeah, that's where I'm at.
That was my main problem with her. Is just like they bring this character back that's been in the game and forever, and then completely like redesign her to the point where it's not really the same character. It is the same character. It's so jarring. Like,
It is.
and I wish they had shown her sooner because I feel like it's more time to process like what they did because it's so close to the game now, and we like if we didn't get the leaks, then this would still be a secret. And
Yeah, I don't think that was a good call to hold her off for this long. I think this is a type of change you want to be upfront about and kind of show off and put her in a combat cast breakdown and be like, look, guys, we did this, change to her, and I know this isn't the Frost of old, but kind of trying that way they can kind of explain from their side of things why they did this. They obviously can't spoil story, which I think is the whole reason why, she's an unlockable, thankfully, only chapter 4, so it won't take too long to get her, but I think that's why they've hit her, and that's kind of been my theory for weeks now, is that she would be held back, and she's going to be a story mode unlockable, because if the leaks didn't happen, ideally they were going in with, they wanted this to be a surprise. They wanted you to play story, and if you were a Well, I guess I mean she's on the select screen too, so I guess it doesn't
Yeah,
really,
that
doesn't
is
really
true.
matter. But yeah, I don't know. It is really odd. I guess that's the benefit of my personality is I usually am adaptable and I get over things generally pretty quickly. So
Mhm.
after thinking about it for the last 24 hours, 48 hours, and having time to kind of ups and downs and seeing more for her, it's not. I've warmed up to it clearly on it more, and I'm willing to give it a chance. I'm still planning on trying to main her as my number one. As long as I can find gameplay that I have fun with, then I think I'm good. And I want her
Yeah,
story to be decent too. But I mean, this
that's
was
good.
Frost. This, like I said, at the end of the day, this does seem in character for Frost.
Mhm.
So it's a little bit more I have a little easier time forgiving when it seems like it is something that is in character.
Yeah, I'm glad you still dig her then, because that was
Yeah.
the main thing. Like I'd be more upset about it if it was a character I was more like in looking forward to, like Fujin or something, but it's not. So it's just Frost, so I'm not like too upset about it. It's just the core like concept of like bringing the character back and revamping them so much to them being unrecognizable is what bothered me the most. And
Yeah,
also, it's just the only 3D era representation in the game is something that's not even like the same thing. It's like it's may as well be like almost like a new character to me.
She got the same name, but that's it.
Yeah,
I wouldn't go
to me.
that far. I mean, yeah, I felt that way to some degree as well, but I mean, let's break it down. Does she still use her ice powers?
Yes.
Does she still have icy looking hair?
I mean,
Yeah.
it was hyperbole. I think she looks tight, minus
I
like
know.
the head.
I'm just. Sometimes it's easy to break kind of like the main aspects of why somebody liked a character down. Because I mean, let's take the main aspects of Frost. Right? She was a female ninja. She's still a female ninja. She's still wearing the mask. You know, like she's still wearing her ninja mask. She still has the sash in front and all that shit like the ninjas wear. Uh, she's still wears the same colors, blue, black, and white and whatnot. So she's still rocking the same color scheme. She still has her icy hair, which a lot of people liked. She's got even the classic looking hair that's slicked back, like Deadly Alliance kind of. She's still seemingly a power hungry bitch. That's clearly going to be a thorn
That's
in Sub
true.
Zero's side because from my guess, like I said, I don't know the story, but my guess is she takes a big part in revitalizing the Cyber Lin Kuei, which Sub Zero's not going to be happy about. As we saw in the story trailer, we saw cyborgs and Sub Zero and Scorpion coming in to take him down. So I'm imagining Frost plays a big part there.
Did you
So
like her voice, by the way?
I really did actually. I thought her voice sounded really good.
Oh,
Okay.
the intro. Okay,
Yeah, it's not
I
like
did not hear much.
modulated like one of the cyber ninjas. It's kind of nice in between. It's more like just subs. It's more like modulated because of the mask she wears, but she doesn't
Okay,
sound like a cyborg.
Yeah.
that's good at least.
Yeah, she just sounds like she's talking through like a normal ninja mask like sub does. But yeah. So I mean, continuing on. So I guess what aspects of the character were people really like when you think of Frost and the things that people loved about Frost? Do you think people loved that she was a human female?
Yeah, I think so.
You think people
Well, it's like I feel like the female like ninja aspect though, and
But
like the
she's still a female
choreographer.
ninja, right? She's
She
still
is,
Yeah.
but it's
Well,
like a
I mean, I
cyborg.
feel like she was the first like actual female ninja. Like she wore the V and everything, like the MK style ninja.
true. Um
I
let
can
me
see
ask you
that.
this though. What Lin Kuei character hasn't been cyberized?
Uh, yeah, that's true.
No one except for her.
But
Well, you
Well,
can't
no, I
say
mean,
that now.
yeah, they all have been.
I'm just saying there's a story theme here. There's a character theme. Smoke got fucked over into a cyborg. Cyrax got I mean, after we already met Smoke, he
Well,
got fucked
B
over.
Han, I guess, but that's a different thing. So
Yeah,
he's new.
technically.
that's true.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm just Look,
All of them.
I see it, and trust me, I'm just trying to explain that I feel like a lot of the same character elements that people loved about Frost are still there. Yeah, she doesn't have the daggers, but that's because now she uses the spikes and the drills. They're kind of serving the same purpose. She's using them in a very stabby, I'm gonna fuck your shit up way. So up close, like
Well, and she still seems kind of like Rush Downy, so I
she
don't know.
does. Even that combo
Well, yeah.
seemed rush downy. So
And the thing that bothers me too is that this is the cyborg representation, though. Like, I would be more okay
possibly,
with this
yeah.
if she had that stuff but wasn't a cyborg. It's like, I just wish, I don't know. It's like I wanted Cyrex in this game, and for her to have the bomb shit with the head. It's like that kind of that makes him less likely to make an appearance.
I have a thought on that. So it's not just her that has that shit, by the way.
What do you mean?
Aaron Black throws down his dynamite and it acts as an unblockable bomb on the ground.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah, he's
Well,
got a
that's not
close,
cool.
medium, far dynamite that he can light, and it's unblockable. And it takes like 5 seconds to go off. So it essentially acts the exact same way Cyrax's bombs do, except for I don't think you can throw two on the ground at once.
Okay.
So I guess my point is, this shit happens all the fucking time. Move sharing, like I've said before, happens literally all the fucking time. There's not a single Mortal Kombat game other than the first one. No, even the first one, move sharing happened because Reptile shared subs moves.
He
So
was like a playable character though. He was still like the secret character. But
true,
yeah,
true.
you're right. Yeah.
But I mean, even going on from the first one, in the second one, Katana takes Sonya's square wave punch. Reptile has the
Yeah.
slide, so on. It's like every single game, somebody's taken something from somebody. So that's more of a lack of creativity problem rather than a character problem. I still don't believe a character necessarily negates another character. We've seen several cyborgs on the same roster. We saw Poison Ivy and Swamp Thing on the same roster, Black Adam and Shazam. We've seen Raiden and Black Adam on the same roster. We've seen Mr.
Captain Cold,
Captain
Mr. Freeze.
Cold, Sub-Zero, and was there one other that used ice? I don't think so.
Injustice 2, I don't think so.
We see multiple fire users every game. We see multiple
Yeah.
sword users every game. We've seen Ermac and Kenshi in multiple games together, multiple cyborgs together. It sucks.
Yeah, I'm not counting Cyrex out. It's just like for base roster, this
Right.
is the everything. Yeah.
I agree. You're not going to get any argument from me in that. Obviously, I wanted Cyrex on the base roster. I wanted a cyborg on the base roster. But here it is.
Yes.
And maybe through DLC that it works. And plus, maybe the cyborgs show up in stories. So we already saw Sector laying on that table in story mode. Or not in story mode, but... Well, technically in story mode, but in the Switch trailer, we saw a brief glimpse of Sector on the thing. Plus, we see multiple other cyborgs in the story. Plus, we see a Lin Kuei stage with cyborgs there. So, I guess my point is, if the cyborgs show up in story and they have a role in story, then there's really no difference between base roster and DLC at that point. Is that correct, do you think? Or do you feel that's somewhat accurate?
Well, I mean, Tanya, you could fight her and she was DLC. She was an NPC and she didn't have a flip.
I guess my point is, like, generally, you want somebody on the base roster because they get more than what a DLC character gets. You want somebody on the base roster, beyond just, obviously, there's the want to play him now aspect, but somebody that's generally DLC doesn't show up in story. Someone that's DLC doesn't have multiple outfits and costumes and intro dialogue, all the shit that we've seen in past games that have screwed over the DLC characters to where they don't get the special treatment that the other characters get on the base roster. But theoretically, if Cyrex shows up in story mode and serves his role, and then he's a DLC character, and he's going to have all the gear options, the multiple moves, all the same shit that base roster people get, and he's already showed up in story mode, there's not really a difference, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's very similar. Yeah, because I would have been fine with that for like Fujin or Rain and MKX.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I'm with you.
The story thing is the big thing, and yeah, having the same options that the other characters is another thing. And it seems like if they follow Injustice 2's pattern, they're gonna every DLC character is gonna have gear and all the same customization. They gotta have the same customization and all that shit that all the other characters have. That's what the game's built upon. So I'm not worried from that front from DLC characters. So if we get several NPCs from story and those characters in story, a lot of them happen to be DLC. At that point, the only difference is you have to wait for them. And yeah, that sucks, but at the end of the day, it's not going to matter as long as they were in story, all that. It's not going to be much of a difference. So I guess that was my only point. But yeah, no, I agree. It sucks in that fashion. I'm just saying, ultimately, if you're really down about Frost, like I was and still am to a degree, I'm just finding the silver linings here in what really matters and trying to scrap up what I can to enjoy this character, because as much as I complain, it's not going to change what we have in this game. They're not going to change this, and I've already voiced my thoughts and my opinions. I would still, I preferred what I preferred, but if this is what we have to deal with from here on out, this is the character, and I'm going to try and make the best of it. I'm not going to completely disown the character that I've asked for 12 years. That would kind of suck, because then she'd be dead to me. So
Yeah.
and there is one potential. I don't think it's super likely, but we are dealing with timelines here. It's not completely improbable that by the end of story mode, this version of Frost isn't the one that remains standing. Not that there's a human version in the game or anything that you can play as, but it's not impossible that a Frost, be it current timeline Frost or past Frost, whichever one got turned into the cyborg, the other version can't come into play at some point.
That's true.
So it is what it is. I mean, they can do whatever they want. It's like human smoke versus cyborg smoke. It's just whatever. But yeah. So here we are. It's been a roller coaster. I'm still just trying to maintain some excitement and some desire to like this character, and I still think a lot of the things are there. So we'll see what happens in story mode, and we'll see what happens with their gameplay. But yeah.
Yeah.
And the head shit doesn't even bother me that much. Like, it's weird, but people were posting like gifs from other games. I don't know what.
That was me. It was from Tekken.
Like, if Frost is like fucking doing backflip kicks, like soccer kicks, and kicking her head right at you and shit, like.
That'd be kind of tight.
I think that would be tight. Like, if they do it well in a specific, like, if it's stupid, it's stupid. But if they make it swag, I'm not gonna hate it. Like, if she's doing cool shit with her combos and fucking doing head juggles and shit and like fucking you up, it at least makes her unique, I guess, and looks badass while you're doing it. So
Be sick if she can like dribble it like a basketball. That would
Jesus, her head's just fucked up. It's like,
yeah.
yeah, because I mean, I already like someone was like fucking. Her hair looks tight or something like that, and I was like, good, because you're gonna be getting a fucking like close up look when I'm beating you over the head with it. Like,
Oh my god.
Shit.
but yeah, I don't know. There could be some cool shit in there, so I'm not.
Her skins didn't look that bad either.
No, I think because someone, like I said, that person told me that her skins look more robotic as they go. The like 2 or 3 that I saw pictures of, the different versions of her skin, they all look kind of the same. I mean, that's kind of a. We'll get into that with kind of overall thoughts on this, but she doesn't ever really. I mean, I was expecting full on Cyber Ninja. Like, I figured one of her alts was going to be with a full on Cyber Ninja helmet with a Cyber Ninja outfit like Cyrax and Sector, and I was
that
like,
would be kind of sick, honestly.
I wouldn't mind it as an option, but I don't think I would necessarily use it. I still like the human face. There's still, like, that's kind of where I'm more accepting of this, because when I thought Cyborg Frost, I was thinking female Cyber Ninja with like a blue cyber sub, but it's just feminine, like a feminine shape to the body, but she's gonna be bulky and fucking, with the cyborg helmet, and I'm like,
titty missiles.
well, I just figured at that point you lose her hair, you lose her feminine like appearance, you lose the ninja mask and all this shit that's like I like about Frost. but she still has that. I mean, from if you just look at her face and her head, she still has that badass Frost look. So
Well, I mean, even just looking at her, I feel like she doesn't look that robotic,
She
honestly.
doesn't.
she
Yeah.
doesn't look super robotic. She just looks like power armor shit. Like, you know, it's
Well,
just
yeah,
kind of like
I mean,
that.
he has like a fucking jetpack and her crushing, or not crushing, but fatal blow, and
Yeah,
she's
and
like
that's tight, dude.
around and
Like
shit. Yeah, just like
fucking
smashing
jetpack
her
with like
around.
ice coming out of it and stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah, no, I like a lot of what she's doing. I liked her fatal blow a lot, and I liked her fatality a lot. I thought her fatality was cool. Did you see her fatality, D4?
Yeah, I did. It was good. The drill
Yeah, I
one.
liked
Yeah,
it.
she drills into their stomach. The intestines are like on the drill, and she like
The ice sculpture.
yeah, she like flings it off, and then she drills into their head as well. She takes one of her ice grenades out of her chest, puts it into their abdomen, and then they blow up, and it freezes them as they blow up. So then it's an ice sculpture. That's pretty tight.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
really cool.
So yeah, yeah, I still think there's some badass things to this character, and as long as she's fun to play and looks cool and does some cool looking shit, her design looks good. And now I'm just hoping that like story wise, she, you know, isn't just a piece of shit. Like this character has been robbed of story progression for all of those appearances. She always did the same shit. So now that we're finally getting something with her, and she seems like she's being made a big deal by being an unlockable, the story mode unlockable, I want to see some cool shit from her. She doesn't have to be like a fucking Devora levels of just owning people or anything. I just want to see her play an important role in story and actually make a difference and not just get beat on. So,
Yeah. Well, I think her intro dialogues will be really interesting too, since she hasn't been in a game where we had those.
yeah. No, I mean, I'm and that's the thing is like I have every reason to find the silver lining with this character because if I've waited all this time and put that much desire into this character to just completely it's like having an ugly duckling child, you know? You got to fucking it may not be the
Play the
child
cards you're dealt.
yeah, you may not
Yeah.
be it may not be the child you wanted, but you're not going to just disown the fucking thing. You got to show it
Life
some
story.
love. So I'm still going to do my best to get as much enjoyment out of the character as possible because if I just completely disown this character and she never comes back, well, that sucks. So I still want to see her brought back and be, you know, I and maybe this and that was the other I guess my final thing that I was going to mention about the character is maybe this will make her more popular. I mean, the game bringing her into a modern game in general is going to put her into way more eyes than she ever was to begin with and making her the story unlockable so you feel like a special like you just unlock something special with her and people like the cyber ninjas and now you have a unique one and a female version of a cyber ninja and she's a cryomancer so that's cool. So yeah, maybe she does get a huge popularity boost out of this and we see her more maybe out of it. I don't know. There's
I do think people will like it overall.
yeah, there's positives to be gained from this. So we'll see. We'll see.
And new fans for the character.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's just I just don't I try not to be doom and gloom with the cards I'm dealt, so I'm trying to find the things that I really like. And I mean, even back with like MKX, when I saw the Devora turn in story mode, I was not happy with that character at all.
I remember that.
I was
episode.
so disappointed. And now I couldn't be happier with what she does in story. I think it's fucking awesome that she owns Baraka and Melina and is fucking as cool as she is and helps Quan Chi fucking be successful. And without Devora, he wouldn't have been successful at bringing Shinnok back. Like, she played such a pivotal role in that story. Thank God they made a bad guy, especially a new bad guy, mean something and actually fucking worth a damn and not just a jobber. Like, I am happy that she did what she did. So I came around eventually on that. And I think I'm doing that. I'm in the process of doing that here with Frost. So we'll see. I'm really looking forward to story mode.
I think she's going to be important. I mean, and all the I mean, obviously they were trying to keep her a secret, but she's like hooded in every appearance. So
That's true.
they must be like, oh, this bitch is badass or something. Like we gotta keep her a secret, like secret weapon or something. I don't know.
If she's in chapter 4, though, I'm wonder like
Well,
when
how
she
many
comes out.
chapters do we know? How many there are?
I'm
Or is
assuming over 10. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't. None of us know, but yeah, I think all of them have been over 10. So I think they said it was around the same length in interviews as Mortal Kombat X, maybe a little bit longer. So I would probably say around 15. I would have to
well,
guess.
they could just be like 4 chapters, but they like are at longer
Sure,
chapters.
sure.
Yeah.
We'll see.
So are you gonna play through story to unlock her, or are you buying her?
Oh, I'm gonna
So,
play through story for sure. Even if we watch story beforehand, which I'm hoping because I am dying to see the story. I just want to
Yeah.
see it for multiple reasons. One, to get the spoilers out of the way, and two, because I genuinely want to know. Like, we've heard rumors about there being, we talked about how there could potentially be NPCs in story and stuff, and I want to know who all shows up for this story mode.
I want to
Like,
see what fucking collector does.
maybe
Like,
Fujin's in there. Maybe you don't fucking know. And Django
Maybe.
seems adamant that if you're a story mode NPC, especially if you fight an NPC, it increases your chances to be DLC. Now, that wasn't necessarily the case with MKX because Rain was fightable, Tanya was fightable, and who else was fightable? Smoke or
Sindel and Baraka.
okay. So yeah, there were several characters, and only one of those characters that were fightable ended up being DLC. So I don't necessarily take that as a guarantee by any means, but yeah, I'm just really, really curious how many characters show up that we didn't expect, and favorite characters that we'd love to see involved in story again. I want to see what every character's doing. I want to get the disappointments out of the way. I want to get the hype out of the way. Uh, yeah, I already am cautious about one character's inclusion. Like I said, we're not going to talk about spoilers, but I already don't. I'm already wanting to just get that out of the way because I don't think I'm going to be happy with it. But
Yeah.
we'll see. Um, yeah. So yeah, I'm hyped for story. I just want to see what happens and get it out of the way.
I'm hoping it leaks. Like, I'm really hoping in the next few days it just drops
Yeah, that would be
out of the
so
blue.
nice. And
I don't want to go in and have to play it.
yeah, I just want to watch it because that's the ideal format to experience it, in my opinion. And then that way, when I do get the game, I can just quickly rush through the first 4 chapters easily
You
and
just
just,
skip the cutscenes
yep,
instead.
skip cutscenes, play the fights real quick, and then get Frost, and then be on my way. But anyways, other thoughts on everything we've seen. I mean, we went over stages, we went over a lot of that stuff, variations and stuff.
I mean, gear. We could talk about gear. I don't know.
Yeah, a lot of the ninja masks look
Yeah.
good. Noob has a lot of good looking. Oh yeah, one other thing I guess I was wanting. I remember I was going to talk about was. Does anybody get? It's so weird because in this game, because like Injustice, right? Injustice 2 had a lot of samey stuff that looked very similar. Like a lot of gear items looked very similar to other gear items, just very, very minor differences, and it was clearly padding things out. Anybody get the sense that that's the skins this time around?
Yes, I do. I feel the same exact way. The gear itself is more
Good.
variety this time
Yeah.
because they were able to focus on like 3 specific items, but the skins are like really disappointing to me.
Yeah,
Agreed.
they'll just like add a jacket or collector will like not have a shirt. It's just like
Yeah.
minor difference.
And each person only has like what, like 5 unique skins that are where they
Yeah.
change something about them, and then it's just color variations in between those 5 that make up like the 10 each color variations, which pads it out. So like,
It makes it seem like there's way more.
yeah, it's like 40 to 50 skins in total per character, but actual unique skins, it's only like 5. And from those unique skins, a lot of it's just minor
It's
differences.
hard to tell the difference. Yeah.
Like subs especially were like just very minor. Noobs I thought were very minor. It's just kind of like, okay,
It's
this
like
one he
adding
has,
shoulder pads.
yeah, it's like this one he has shoulder pads. This one, instead of the raggedy look, it has the kind of more like a ninja gi. But it's just none of them are like radical differences. I mean, there's some characters that maybe get away with that, but I mean, a lot of them just seem very, very minor, and it's up to the gear to really make a difference. which I'm not necessarily saying is the worst thing. I'd rather the gear be more unique than the skins, probably. But it is disappointing that the skins aren't different because you can only change so much with the gear. Obviously, you
Yeah.
can have a different Sub-Zero, but it's like it's just going to be a minor difference overall, but with a different mask or different little knives
Shader.
on his belt or whatever that don't even
Yeah.
matter.
And, like, you're not even gonna notice that.
Yeah. So
It's hard to tell the differences with the skins. Like Kotal's, it was just like removing more clothing items. Like he was in like shorts at one point. I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
yeah, I
why?
saw that. That was hilarious. I
I
was
feel
like,
like Aaron's are pretty good. Aaron has some good skins.
He's got some good variety. Yeah,
yeah,
his are
Aaron's
pretty
got good
different.
stuff.
And
Collector has some
his
cool
hats
shit.
and stuff. Well, Collector just has a bunch of backpacks. Like I watched that, the maces,
I meant
and
like the
then
Valdo shit. The
oh yeah, that
Valdo skin
one's
set.
I
sick.
still haven't
Yeah.
seen the collector's like gear items, like the actual differences. Did he give you really awesome backpacks or
They all
maces?
looked. They should have given him like a verse
They were
pack, but I
mentioning
mean,
like there would be like special maces that were like
there
fucking
was one that was a
like a
brain. I
brain. Yeah,
saw that.
okay.
Yeah,
They were
I
saying
saw the
shit like that.
brain before that stream got taken down, and then the other one just looked kind of like I don't even know how to explain it. Kind of like
the
those cages in the bottom level of the Coliseum.
sure.
It kind of looked like that.
That's kind of cool.
The
Yeah.
even the gear though, there is so I noticed something with the gear. A lot of it is I don't know if this is with everything. It's unique and they look good and there's a lot of unique versions of each item. But I think it comes in twos. I don't know if anybody noticed that where like the actual object itself changes like mold or its overall sculpture every two items. So
Yeah, yeah.
it's
Like
just
it'll be.
the texture on it or the paint job on it that's different between.
Yeah, like there was that Shao Kahn helmet where the mask is either metallic or it changes to the color of the shader.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I noticed
Oh,
that
that
with
wasn't a different shader. That was a different. Okay,
I noticed that with
that makes more sense.
yeah, Noob's sickles the most. Like he'll have a different looking like shape of his sickle. He has two versions of that same shape, but then there's like a different color scheme or different, texture on it, but it's essentially the same shape. It's the same model, just painted differently. And then after you're done with those two, it'll switch shape, and then that one will have two. Then switch shape, that'll have two.
Aaron's was
I
that way
noticed
too.
that.
He has like hats, and then he'll have like a maskless one with the hat, and then he'll have like the one with the mask, but it changes color. I'm like, what the fuck? I want the one
Well,
with the other
yeah,
color.
he had two of that like steampunk one too. Like one had like orange eyes and the other one was like
Yeah,
different.
exactly. I think they're doing
Yeah.
that with a lot of the gear, which, like I said, not the worst thing in the world. There's still, like I said, the gear I think is awesome. So many of those masks look good. So many of the gear items looked really, really good. So I don't have a complaint there. Skins definitely seem more padded out for the sake of filling up the crypt and the just making it harder. Well, it's not really harder to obtain what you want because it luckily tells you. I notice on each locked item it says hidden in the crypt or hidden or obtainable in the towers of time,
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
like that, or in the AI battle. So it at least tells you what mode you have to do to get them. It doesn't just you're not opening up loot boxes, thank God. So there's that at least, but and no
Do you feel like
inventories
it's?
or any of that shit at least.
I feel like it's padded in the sense that like there are like skins, but they're like you said the colors. It's like I have to unlock if I want the primary color. It's like I have to try and get this unlocked for the primary color instead of
Yeah.
like these other versions of the skin with a different color. So that might take a while. Like that's gonna suck if I get like the same skin but a different color. I don't really want that.
Well,
I don't know
I'm
how it
thinking
works yet.
each one's hidden in a different place.
It's like, do we know if they're
'Cause
just
it's
unlockable through the crypt or like just playing the
There's
game?
that store with the time crystals or whatever.
well, there's multiple places. So there's like here I'm gonna open up a video here just so I can recheck here. Look. So I'm on Katana's right now. So her third one, which is the first unlockable on her screen, says found in the Towers of Time. Now we're gonna go to the next one. This one is found in the crypt. Now her next one. Reward an AI battle. Then the next one, found in the Towers of Time, found in the Towers of Time, found in the Crypt, found in the Crypt, found in the Towers of Time, found in AI battle. So it seems between those three are the main way of how you find these. But each color is obtained differently, I guess, is my point.
Okay.
So I don't know how that works. We still don't know, like, when it's found in Towers of Time, how are these found in Towers of Time? Are they just
Yeah,
random?
is it just playing?
Are
Or...
they gonna be like timed? Like, is it like, okay, you can't get the skin yet? It's a timed Towers of Time thing. You
Oh
know,
god, I
it's the
fucking hate
Tower of the
that.
Week, and you can get this katana skin. I don't know.
I
We
don't
don't
want
know
that.
that.
Yeah, me neither.
Are you playing with a set of balls?
I'm actually playing with a wooden puzzle thing.
That's tight.
Don't ever do that again.
But it doesn't stay together. It's shitty.
I can tell.
It's like a wooden star thing.
Wooden star. No, but so yeah, there's still some questions to be answered on those, but I agree that that definitely feels the most padded out, and it is also disappointing to see so much color variety. Like, there was that rumor, once again, these are all rumors, so I never expect this to happen until we actually see it in the game, and now that we see it in the game, it clearly was not true, but one of those rumors that was passed down the grapevine was, oh, the final game, the character colors are going to be more accurate to what that character's color schemes have been in the past, and you're not going to have red
True.
Sub-Zeros or pink Sub-Zeros and this and that. Well, we've got the final game,
Yeah.
after the day one patch, and there's a shit ton of color options for every single character.
Hot
that are
Wheels
like,
Scorpion, let's go.
yeah, that are ridiculous. So, yeah.
That is disappointing. Yeah, the skins are disappointing for me. Unfortunately.
Well, I still wish they were separate from the shaders. Like, I don't know why they couldn't just.
Agreed, but
Yeah,
well, we just went over why they didn't
Well,
to
yeah,
pad it
there's,
out.
like, They want you to grind it out, and they want
instead of unlocking 5 different skins or 6 different skins and then 12 different shaders, they want you to unlock the same, or not the same, but they want you to unlock 10 different shaders for every 5 or whatever different skins. So then you have to go through essentially 60 items instead of 18 items. That's how
Some
they
are
pad
just
it
so
out.
not even like that different. That's what sucks.
Yeah, I wish there was like more options. Like Scarlet's, she has the bob on one outfit, but you can't move it to a different one. Or
Yeah,
like
why can't I do that? Like,
Katana's Leia hair. What if I don't want that fucking hair on her Revenant outfit?
Yeah.
You can't.
one thing I'm
Katana's-
mad about. Yeah,
Go ahead.
well, like everyone wanted the hat for Aaron Black. Like, no one liked that some of his variations removed the hat, but I actually like the hatless look. But now I can't get that through gear. It's like I can't have an Aaron Black that removes his hat and like keeps the mask. No, I can just get maskless Aaron now.
What are his
Without the
gears?
He
It's
has
his
the
gun.
like it's the gun, the rifle, and then the hat.
Well,
and
the
mask.
rifle's a gun, son.
Well, does he have like the rifle and the revolver is separate?
Yeah,
That's what I
the
meant.
rifle, the revolver, and then his hat.
Yeah.
His hat is
So it-
gear? Oh, wait, his
Yeah.
hat and his mask are one, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, that's odd to me. I would have think if you were going to combine any of those, combine the rifle and the gun.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah, but who knows?
Because if you like one style of revolver, you're probably going to like that same kind of theme
Rifle.
to the rifle. That makes more sense than tying the hat and the mask together, I feel like. But
I did see a Jax with gold arms. That was sick.
That sounds tight.
yeah, that's also something I noticed is there's certain gear pieces that just seem very like odd choices, like very minor things on a character. Like we talked about with Sub-Zero, it was his little daggers that don't matter and they're just not a very prominent feature on his wardrobe, so you can hardly notice them. I think
There's like Cabal's thing on his back. That,
yeah,
like,
Cabal's little
fucking
tank.
don't
Oh yeah,
notice
that
that.
thing is dumb.
And then
Also, it makes me have the feeling that he's not going to get a trench coat outfit because it'd cover that stupid fucking thing. Or just be over his trench coat and that look fucking stupid. It's like, I don't know.
Well,
And then
Scarlet
other-
has that little like file of blood. Like no one's gonna see that. She just has it on her belt.
yeah, there's that. There's I think Frost. One of hers is her jetpack on the back. One of hers is her mask, and then I don't remember what the other one is.
Or Katana's.
I think it's her the little symbol or whatever on her chest. So it's like she seemingly has the only one that seems like it's worth anything is the mask. So it's like
Yeah.
that's kind of yeah. Some of their choices. Oh, I mean, one of the biggest ones that's just baffling. Well, I understand why they did it. Is the you change like the bandolier on the shadow clone. You don't actually change the
Oh,
shadow
that's
clone.
it.
Yeah.
Really? There's like 50 of them too.
Yeah.
That's fun.
And they're all
What?
just they're all like minor differences. Like, here, do you want the bandolier that has this little piece on it, or this little piece on it, or this little piece on it, or this little symbol on it? Instead of
Look at that.
actually changing like what the shadow clone looks like, or like I figured it would at least be like the mask and stuff, or it would be
The
the
design.
design overall. I was thinking like, maybe you get I know some aren't a fan. Maybe you have Smoke be the shadow clone, or what I think would be even cooler is like the Babadook creature, like more shadowy, monstery
Yeah.
looking fucking things that look like fucking demons from hell rather than just generic noob clone. I think there's some cool shit to be done with that and missed opportunity there. And I think the reason why they didn't do that is it's a lot harder to animate a different looking creature a bunch of different times, 50 different times, than it is a little bandolier that makes no fucking difference on their
The
chest.
thing is, it's like if it's something like no one is gonna fucking notice like that, why don't they just make noob have 2 slots instead, and like just make it varying for everyone? It's like if someone needs
Yeah.
more slots, like Cabal needs his fucking hair changed, like add a fucking hair option as well. Give him 4, give noob 2. Why
Yeah,
do
Or
they
you
like
could have
just
like mask and hood be separate. I mean,
yeah?
yeah, like
yeah, and
I was gonna say that too, because like noob has his MK9 mask, but it's like the skin dictates right what he has on his head, or no? Is that not how it goes?
yeah, it's his head and his mask are one piece.
Okay, so that's not a good example, but it's like there are other examples where it's like the
I
skin
still
changes
love
like the headpiece.
that fucking like potato sack on his head. That shit is
Yeah,
tight.
that
That
one's
one
cool.
is cool. Yeah, it's just very strange how they do it. It's like again, it's like it
Yeah,
could be way better than it is.
they
Like,
clearly thought of great gear pieces to use for certain characters, whereas other characters are like just one prominent piece, then the other ones just seem like they're filler pieces that only to fit the quota.
yeah,
Which
I was looking through Cetrion's. I'm like, it looks like the same shit to me. It's like she has her hair down in one, and then like slightly different. It's like I can barely tell what's different with her skins. Like
skins, yes,
it's
her gear pieces. I think she has actually some pretty cool gear
okay.
pieces.
Yeah, the
Kung Lao
skins.
has
Yeah.
like this really small like figurine on his belt that you can change. Like you can't even
The
see it.
fuck.
I was
Um,
wondering what his items would be. Yeah.
It's
Cetrion
like
has
his hat and braces, and I think his belt.
My God.
Cetrion has for her like the crown that's on her head. That's one of them, and one of them's like a fucking spider that's on her head. It's fucking creepy.
Whoa.
That
That's
one's
tight.
tight. They have a lot of stuff for like her dark version. The to go with the dark skin.
That
So
skin
like
is sick.
one of like
It
you know
is.
how like the seaweed kind of hangs down from her head. It's kind of like
Mhm.
draping down, or not her head, but like it's on her back or whatever. It's draping down. That's one of her gear pieces as well, and one of them it's like chains that have spikes and shit on it. Like there's
That's
some
kind of cool.
fucking tight shit
Bondage.
there. Yeah, there
I
was
think
some good ones
the
for her.
main issue is like all of the like special forces characters' gear looks like trash. Cassie's gear is so ugly, and so is Jackie.
I haven't looked at it yet. That sucks.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's just it leaves more to be desired. It's like especially when there's items like for me, I wanted Shao Kahn's MK2 outfit.
Keep
He
going
doesn't have
on with the gear. I'll be right back.
okay. Yeah, Shao Kahn doesn't have his MK2 outfit in the game, but he does have his helmet. So I'm forced to use the MK2 helmet with like an outfit that doesn't make sense. Or like Scorpion has his MK4 mask, but no MK3 outfit or MK4 to emulate that. It's just
I
kind of
knew that
pointless.
shit wasn't gonna be in the game, and I
Yeah,
saying that, but people were like, "Well, why would it be in the trailer, bitch?" There's a lot of shit they put in those trailers that ain't in the shit.
it's kind of yeah, it's a blow up though, dude. Like Django called that shit though because he pointed out that it was the MKX outfit. Like
I think he said it
immediately.
was the one from the Injustice though, because that was
No,
like,
it wasn't the one from Injustice. Like
oh,
that's
it was literally just the MKX one.
yeah.
Damn, that is a blow up. That's kind of funny, but not really. But I knew he wouldn't have that shit.
It's more disappointing than anything. Yeah.
Garrus has some cool gear. I looked at all of his. He has like the toga, and then he has one with the loincloth, and then he has like the Captain Falcon shit, and then he has like some other shit.
What are his gear pieces?
I think his fist. Um, Honestly, that's all I can think of. I don't really know.
I think maybe the thing on his chest or some shit. I don't even know. I can't remember.
Probably, yeah. Um, I know one of Jax's is his fucking belt buckle. Who gives a shit
Oh my
about?
god, that's so
It's
whack.
like his grenade launcher, his belt buckle, and his arms.
Yeah, it's like why don't they just leave that option out? Just give him the fucking arms and
Yeah,
the
who gives
grenade
a shit
launcher.
about a belt buckle?
Seriously, no one's gonna notice that shit.
Yeah.
Especially when it's
Well, Johnny's is a belt buckle too, I think. Like it's his glasses, his belt buckle, and then I don't even know what else that he wears. Like the arm things,
yeah, the gloves. That's right. Yeah,
like the bandages or the fisticuffs or whatever.
yeah.
Yeah,
Kung Lao had some sick hats though.
I feel like if there's characters that don't have a good third option or whatever, like just add more to the other two options. Like if I don't know, that's
Yeah.
kind of where I'm thinking. Or I don't know.
Cabal's hair is still the worst to me. It's like that could fix the design for me, and yet they chose to go with some random ass shit. It's like that you will never notice. It's like you could have made that the hair and fixed all the issues I would have had.
Did you ever see what his last designs were? I didn't.
I
I never
no,
saw
I haven't
him.
seen them anywhere. No, and
Who?
that's what's like
Cabal.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen any of. No one's asking about his stuff. I saw Jade's.
I was
And-
told that he doesn't have long hair, but like I said, we've seen what 3 of his skins through the
Yeah,
3 of his unique skins, I guess. So he probably has at least 2 more. I'm curious what they are, but I'm guessing they're probably. Oh,
They're
this one
probably-
he's
I-
wearing this coat versus this
Ugh.
coat.
when I was looking at Jade's, like 3 of her skins are all the Revenant version. Like one doesn't
Yeah.
have the scarf, one doesn't have the shoulder pads. It's like these are all trash.
Same for
Like-
Katana. She's got
Yeah.
hers are mostly her Revenant stuff. She has 3 like Revenant ones and 2 human ones. I think it's surprising
I'm
that they
using
went
We're
that
so-
direction.
they- it's yeah. Like Katana, I saw hers, and I couldn't tell the difference between them. Like one
Yeah.
has slightly more armor than the other. I'm like, well, why even bother?
Hers are pretty underwhelming, to be honest. Like I still think her MKX outfit is her best outfit. I wish that was in the game.
I'm surprised it's not.
Premium
Yeah.
skins. Well, Kano's are trash too. Like it's literally his same costume. Like takes off a bandolier, and then one's like his MK3 costume without the tunic. It's just the pants. Like it looks so
What?
ugly.
I didn't
haven't
even
seen that
see
yet.
his. And not to say these characters don't have good looks. I think just so nobody gets us misunderstood, all these characters for the most part have at least one skin that we really really like. It's just more of
The ones that have minor differences.
we're just more commenting overall. The difference between the actual skins is very minor. It seems like the skins are what are falling into the Injustice 2 trap this time, where it's like those are what have very minor differences. So if you're a fan of the alternate skins that we used to get in Mortal Kombat games before this, which had usually like very different looks for the character, complete different looks, that's not really a thing here. It's just kind of minor differences. So
Yeah, I'm not surprised they didn't show off the gear now because it's like the gear is so like mixed. It's like some of it's good, and some of it's like really bad. And it's like again, it's like with Cabal, it could potentially fix all of my design problems, but instead I'm like stuck wanting something more that I will probably not get.
Yeah, hopefully he has a pair of hook swords that aren't trash because I only used the first one.
Yeah.
that happens with several characters too. I'm noticing like the default design on some characters are probably my favorite design, so I really have nothing to strive for. I mean, there's still gear items that I want, but in terms of skins, like if the default skin is the best looking skin for that character, it's like, well, guess I don't really need to worry too much about all those other skins.
Oh,
I already have
collector
them.
without the hood or the jacket.
I
is
know
so-
collectors. I was just about to say collectors. I think his primary is still my favorite. I do like that Valdo looking one,
That
but
was awesome to me.
but yeah, I think his primary one's still my favorite. I think it just looks really really good.
And then his
That-
weird one that was on the cast where he's wearing the armor that didn't cover his face. It was just like a crown thing.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that one. The
You
the
see
crown looks
the
weird.
meat one where he's got nothing on.
I don't mind
Yeah.
that. I don't like the that skin version of it, like because his different shaders actually change his skin color. So
Oh, it does. I didn't know.
I didn't
that.
like the reddish looking skin. I didn't mind the bald looking without the hood, as long as he's got like his normal bluish skin. He looks fine to me, but
I
it's
like
not
that's
my
another
preference though.
bald dude.
I'm still gonna take the hood and the Valdo as my two main skin.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, I can't imagine what kind of hair he would have. It would be ugly.
yeah. It makes sense for him
Just
to
little
be bald.
strands, maybe just like a long
I-
ponytail like Goro or something.
Yeah, I thought he would at least have like little horns or something. I don't know.
A mullet.
That'd be sick, actually.
Uh,
that.
that-
But yeah, no, I definitely think that's noticeable is that, yeah, the skins are a bit padded there, and the gear, for the most part, the gear looks good on people. So some of it's
Yeah,
just,
like-
yeah, it seems a little minor in
I was
terms
saying,
of
like,
its prominence on their outfit. But yeah,
yeah, like it sucks that like characters are getting like the masks that they've worn before, but not the outfit to go with it. It's like that's what kind of sucks. It's like
well, there's DLC and there's also whatever's in that combat pack that we still don't know.
that's true. I really want to know
and
what that shit
battle
is.
passes
We don't know
too.
what the 7 skins are or the 7 pieces of gear or whatever it was. I don't remember the number, but
And then battle passes.
and I don't
Whatever
think those are
those
going to
are.
be for every character. So those
How many
7
are there?
skins and 7, I think it's
7?
7 skins and 7 gear pieces. So I'm guessing they're probably going to be very special things. Otherwise, what the hell's the point?
I bet you it's Cold War Scarlet, that Brazilian Kano, and then 5
Oh,
other ones.
Don't do that.
Cold War Scarlet looks really
It
good. I
does.
just don't
It does. I'm just, I don't know.
The Kano one was whack though.
Yeah, that was a blow up. And Randy's like instant main. I was like, that thing is trash. Please don't use that skin.
Because yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, they could be hiding some very, like I said, if you're going to do a combat pack with, and they're supposed to be, it's special that you're getting these items, you got to do something cool. If they're just like very samey for what's already there, then I feel like that, oh, woo.
Another
great.
infrared scorpion.
Yeah, so I'm hoping they are something neat because then it adds more value to that combat pack to warrant getting the damn thing. But yeah,
Yeah, that's really the last thing we need like touched on for this game is just the combat pack and
for pretty
what's all
much.
in it.
Yeah, and the
much.
fact that they're doing it one at a time is kind of strange too.
Well, we
Or
don't know
what is-
that
We
yet,
don't
but
know
it's like,
that
it
for
seems,
sure,
yeah.
but yeah, it feels that way because for anybody that wasn't aware, Ed Boon on Twitter basically said Shang Tsung was our first Mortal Kombat combat pack character. Any guesses what our second one will be? So him asking that clearly is setting up that a reveal is coming very soon. I'd be surprised by Friday at the very latest, Friday night at the very latest, if that's not announced. But for him to specifically ask any guesses on the second character implies that we are only going to get the second character next. So that's concerning because it was a month ago that we got Shang Tsung on March 22nd. So if we're getting the second character only revealed now, a month later, does that mean we're getting one a month? Why
I mean,
It'd be so dumb.
why do that?
but they showed them what 3 at a time, right? For Injustice.
For Injustice 2, yes. It was 3 at a time. That's what I
Remember
thought they'd
that
do for this.
stupid ass parking garage? They were like fighting in every trailer. I was
Yeah.
tired of that shit.
But yeah,
I'd be
I'm
surprised if we don't get some type of trailer.
not
that
looking
character.
forward to that, man. I'm not. I mean, I'm looking forward to the combat pack and learning as many characters as we can. But if it's literally strung out one at a time, I'm not. I don't want to buy that pack, dude.
If it's a character and they show the trailer and their gameplay and shit, I'm more open to it. But if it's like Shang where it's just a render, fuck that.
Well, I'll
I
say
don't want
this.
that. It's like I'm happy for Shang, but I can't get hyped for him until I see his gameplay.
Yeah.
I'll say this.
I mean,
if the character that they reveal next, the second character, is a very hyped character that we have been asking for, obviously Fujin would be like a top candidate. That would give me a lot of faith that the pack is going to be great and phenomenal. And you know what? Okay, I'll throw some money down get these skins, get these gear, get the characters right away, etc., like a week early or whatever, and then cool. Then we'll ride this out and then figure out the rest as we go. But if it's fucking a guest character like Spawn or something, look, if Spawn's the guest character, I have no problem with that. Whatever. That doesn't bother me at all. I don't have any investment whatsoever in who the guest character is that we are guaranteed to get. My point is, do not give us the second character reveal as a fucking guest character, because that does nothing for us that are looking for these other MK characters to get them confirmed for the roster. So that would be, I'm afraid that's what we're getting next. Is it's going to be one last like big drive for pre-orders at the last second. Is like, here, let's give them a guest character because they always sell the best, and it's going to catch that general audience that might be holding out, the non-MK fans that, hear Spawn's in the game or whatever, and they're going to be like, oh, fuck, Spawn's in the game? Fuck, now I'm going to get it. Or whatever character, Terminator, blah, 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 blah. Like, fucking, that character's in the game? Shit, now I'm going to have to throw down and check this game out. Tight. That's what guest characters are designed to do. And I feel like what would be best time to do that? It's going to be right before the game comes out. So now that's what I'm biggest concern is we're not going to find out Fujin's in the game, Nightwolf's coming, Cyrax is coming, Serena's, none of that shit. We're going to get fucking a guest character, and we're going to have to wait another month to find out the next Mortal Kombat character. God, that would suck.
That's worst case scenario.
It is. Yeah. Worst case scenario is one at a time, and the next one's a guest character. That would definitely be worst case scenario, for sure.
Well, Jason was released first, right? So they did the guest character first for that. But I don't think
they had announced Combat Pack 1, like...
But the guest wasn't the first in Injustice 2. They were like... Or wait, there was a guest every pack, actually.
Yeah, there was Sub in the first pack.
And then Raiden and the Turtles. Yeah. Or no, there was like
Hellboy.
Raiden and Hellboy. Yeah, there was a lot of guests.
There's 4 out of 9, so about almost half.
I hope we don't get that many in this game, but it's bound to happen.
Yeah, the bad part being like there's minimum like 3, or not even minimum, it's like maximum 3 characters left, 3 MK characters left, and then 2 guests or 3 guests potentially. So we potentially only have 2 more MK characters to find out.
That would be, that's going to be a huge blow up if that happens. Trust me.
Ed Boon's like, they're classics, like Tanya, Tremor, classic. Then they get this like Jason.
But yeah.
Well, and Jackie's a fan favorite, guys. So is Scarlet. Let's go.
But yeah, that's worst case scenario, and I really hope that's not the case, but it just seems like that's just such a obvious tactic to go. But man, just tell us. And look, I mean, the easiest way to solve that, if it is a guest character coming out second, which isn't what my problem isn't if a guest character comes out second in line behind Shang. My problem is I want to know the characters in the combat pack, and if you're only going to give us one at a time, and now's the time for the second one, if we have to wait a whole nother month to get a Mortal Kombat character because this one's a guest, that sucks. So I'd much rather just fucking get all of them announced.
It's a terrible marketing strategy if they do that.
Well, season 1 of Street Fighter V, they had all the names for the characters, right? It was like Guile, Balrog.
No, they got leaked, I think, right?
I don't think so. I think it was like they had all the silhouettes and then they had their names on there. It was like Jury, Guile.
It could have been. I thought it may have been that, yeah.
But the second season, like with Falk and all that, it was just silhouettes. There was no, because I remember when they showed Abigail, everyone was like, "Who the fuck is this? Nobody asked for this." And now everybody plays Abigail.
Well, let's pray to Chronica that works out, I guess. But
I'm hoping for the best.
Yeah, we'll probably know soon enough how this is going to go down, because I would assume if they only announce character number 2, that to me is a tell that it's going to be one at a time.
That's a bad sign.
Yeah. So let's just hope that he was, I don't know, for some reason using that verbiage when that's not the case. It's really just odd. It is. I'm not, like, you don't have to buy the combat pack, so I don't necessarily subscribe to the idea that they have to tell us before the game comes out what's all in the combat pack. I think it would be nice. I think that would be ideal and should happen, but I don't necessarily think it's a must, like they're screwing us over if they don't. But I will say, Doing one character at a time, that's just ridiculous.
Well, the problem is the one character at a time thing fucks with the whole early access. But if they're only
That's my
doing it one
point.
at
That's
a
it
time,
conflicts with the idea of
yeah, nobody
you.
wants that shit.
I'm much more excited about the early access if I know the early access I'm getting. Like,
Yeah,
if all four of the characters are characters I'm not even planning on playing anyways, then early access does nothing for me. So,
early access for Suhao.
and
Let's
it's,
go.
well, yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen, but I just, I think, and also the gear and the skins, those apply to this as well. Like that, we should know what those are because those are all reasons to entice someone to get it. If
Aren't
all those
these?
gears and skins are for characters I don't play, then it does not have any value to me. Like I want to know whether I should be getting the combat pack because if it's two characters that I have genuine interest in, I'm gonna get the combat pack to get them right away. And
Yeah.
hey, if some of those skins and gear are for characters I play, then more the merrier. Then hey, I'm gonna be all on board for that. But if none of it really interests to me, then I'm not gonna get the combat pack. I'm just gonna pick and choose and then wait the timeout to get the character if it's not really a character I have to have right away.
Yeah, it calls it like exclusive gear and skins, but we don't even know if that's in the game day one or not.
Yeah.
Like how the premier skins were in the game day one for Injustice 2. It's like we don't even know for this game.
Which they
And also,
advertise
it's like
those, so that's why it's really
yeah,
strange that they're not advertising these.
and like for me, it's like I want to play Shang. So if you don't announce the characters down the line, it's like what if there's like Fujin and like Nightwolf and shit? I'd probably buy the pack if that's the case.
Right.
But I don't know that. So if I end up waiting and then I don't get week early access for Shang, I buy Shang on his own. You lose out a potential buyer for the combat pack because you essentially forced me to buy Shang on his own
Yeah.
because I don't know what's in the pack.
Well, what's the anyways the skins, right? Because it's
The
about the
incentive?
same. Yeah, because I mean, if you purchase them individually, it doesn't cost more, does it?
It costs less. I think it's 36 if you buy all the characters by themselves, and then 40 for the pack. So it's
Yeah.
got to be
So
like the skins.
what?
And
Yeah. So like, what's the reason for me to purchase the besides early access?
yeah, that's
Those are the two things: the skins, the gear, and the
Oh,
early access.
that sounds like trash.
yeah. Injustice 2's had 9 characters, the premier skins, shaders, and I think you saved money for buying the season pass. So I don't know what
Yeah,
they're.
I bought the premium for Injustice.
We
I kind
also
of
do
just
we even know
bought.
what the combat pack is? Like what? How much it costs?
I think it's
I think it's
40.
like
It went
40
Okay.
it went up on a listing recently for like some France Amazon website.
on Switch too.
And we
Yeah, it's
know
like
on Switch the characters are listed at $6 a piece, but we don't know how much like the skins and gear or any of that shit costs. So, but
I
yeah,
bet it's gonna be one guess, one rumor that they make a real character. Actually, two guests, one rumor they make a real character, and then three MK characters.
Yeah, so we don't
I
even
don't
we
think we're
have no
getting a
idea yet.
rumor on Combat Pack 1 if it does happen at all.
I hope not.
I don't think so. I think
Y'all don't
there's
want
too
Talia or No Face.
I think there's too much writing on this right now. I think fans like well, I mean, for one, there's no big rumored character that's got an uproar around them. It's
That's
not
true.
it's not a Tremor type of situation where it's like, okay, we got to have this character for the first time in one of the main games. It's not a Scarlet situation where it's truly this rumor that was special and was prominent. Blaze has already been done. Really, all you have left is like Hornbuckle if you want to go off the
Yeah,
actual.
and that name is dumb as fuck.
Yeah, I don't think that's necessary. So it's like
And the
if they
chameleon idea, that's
yeah,
the
if they do
other one.
anything like a special character like that, like a left field oddball pick, it would be Chameleon. I'm strong believer of
That
that.
would be kind of sick. I liked Chameleon.
Yeah, that would be cool. I still don't think it's going to be first pack though. Like I feel like they're going to hit some like I said, they're going to stick with the Baraka, the Jade, the Cabal. I think they really are. I hope we don't get any MKX returnees in this first pack. It should be all trilogy
Maybe
characters or
Takeda. I
3D
would-
era characters that weren't in the in MKX at all. We don't need a character that we just been playing up to this point in the combat pack. We need characters we haven't gotten to play in a long time.
So like Smoke, Shiva, Sindel,
Smoke,
Strike.
Nightwolf,
Cyrax.
Fujin, Cyrax, Sector, Serena, Reiko, Havoc.
Yeah, Reiko would
Ashra.
be sick. Ashra, yeah.
There's plenty of characters you could throw into those spots. There's more than enough to fill those. Sindel, obviously, any of those characters would fit that type that they're talking about. Characters that weren't in X, that were favorites that we haven't seen in a while. To me, that was my understanding of it. If it's just like Reptile or Ermac, not that I hate those characters, I love both of those characters. I'm pretty sure Reptile and Ermac are in my top 15 favorite characters of the franchise. I'm just saying we just saw them for the last 2 games and have been playing them for the last 8 years. We do not need them back right away. At least for Combat Pack 1, we need the characters that we haven't gotten to play in a while.
There's just too many variables for this pack right now.
We just
and they usually do unpredictable shit. It's like it's usually hard to predict what they're gonna do for DLC. It's usually never like what people totally expect. Combat Pack 2 was weird as fuck.
Yeah, because it had like a Baraka silhouette and then actually alien.
Yeah, it was a complete like out of the blue. Like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, I don't know.
Then it would be so much better if it's like if there were no fucking guests. It's like 5 more MK characters. It'd be so much more likely.
I don't even want to talk about it.
It's
just
not.
Sucks.
It's not
like
gonna
I
hate it.
It does.
It's like you have to give 2 of those fucking slots. It's like
even the idea of just one guest sounds like a fucking godsend.
I just feel like who could the guest possibly be? They're running out of characters for guests. I feel like
we already have ideas of.
Well,
Doom Guy, Terminator, Spawn,
Pennywise,
Joker, other horror characters that we're forgetting.
I think Pumpkinhead would be fucking sick.
Stop it. Sick.
Stop it right now. We don't need any more ideas. Michael Myers. Blah, blah, blah. No. But anyways.
Gremlin.
Yeah, so I just don't. It is so weird. It's one of the. Once again, we're at transparency. I don't think there's any way or any chance that they haven't decided who DLC is. Like at least Combat Pack 1. Maybe they're not ready to show all them off. But why can't we just get names? Names are going to sell the pack. They're still going to sell the pack if you just give us names. It's not like we have no faith in you to develop a cool looking character. Just give us the names. Like if you say Fujin, Nightwolf, Spawn, blah, 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 people are already going to be like, oh, shit, okay, I'll at least invest in the idea of what I'm getting. Like, and then you can release the trailers one at a time if you feel like it. But at least give us names.
If you saw the name Frost on that list, and then you saw this bitch throwing her head, would you be okay with it?
Well, I mean, we're already here, so...
Yeah, I mean, it's just hypothetical anyways. Because I'm just trying to think of somebody that they could like name off and then just give us like this weird ass, like what if they said like Reptile and then we get like a fucking Komodo dragon like on all 4s and shit.
I mean, sure.
That'd be weird.
But once again, like,
well, silhouettes would help too, like with names.
I'm just tired of speculating. I know you guys too. So
yeah.
It's just like nobody wants to have to speculate. Like we've already been speculating for like 4 months. Like granted, the cycle's been shorter, but it's like nobody wants to.
We speculated even before that too. We speculated all the way since before last E3. We've speculated a lot.
No one wants to do this shit like every month. Like
the cycle was shorter. The speculation was not. It was still just as rigorous and long. And it just, all the difference is that we speculated all the way leading up to E3. And then it kind of died off, and then it was just speculating when do we think we're going to get the game.
And we still have people that think that a patch is going to change the characters in the game. So, I don't know. It's weird.
I don't have like a whole lot writing on DLC other than Fujin. I just want to know if he's in or out. If he's out, I can fucking accept it, but just give me,
That's what I'm saying, man. You announce Fujin second, like fucking, I'll throw down. I'm saying it right now.
I'll buy it, yeah.
I'll throw down. I'll buy the combat pack without knowing the rest of the characters. You just tell me Fujin's in there, and it's like, okay, Shang, Fujin, that's solid. We're good. Like I'll have faith that the other 2 are at least somewhat enjoyable, but I already got 2 that I think are badass. So I'm already
just to show my appreciation. I would buy the pack. Just because they put him in, it's like, okay, here, take the extra money. I don't give a shit who the guests are. Just it's like that's all they need to do for me, at least.
But we only know one character right now. Like that's nothing. No, if you buy the pack just off Shang, I feel like that's a little reckless. I can't do it off just one character, especially Shang Tsung.
No, they did that,
like Shang Tsung's badass and carries awesome and amazing. And this is no slight on Shang Tsung, but Shang Tsung is not like this. Like we all thought we were all expecting him to be on the roster. So for us to get Shang, to me, isn't a big surprise. It's more of a surprise that he was saved for DLC for whatever reason.
I agree.
So it's not like this big, like, oh shit, Shang Tsung's DLC. It was more like, oh shit, Shang's DLC. Like, okay.
Everyone expected him already.
So it's like, but a Fujin or Nightwolf or whatever your favorite characters are, Smoke or whatever badass characters are left to be announced, it's like we don't know that they're going to be in the game. There's no guarantee that any of those characters make it. So
yeah,
that's why we want a big fucking like thing to hook us and be like, oh shit, okay, they're not messing around, they're listening, they care. But anyways,
for something like Injustice 1, it's like I bought the pack because Lobo was in it, and because I wanted Lobo, like he was a good choice. I'm like, okay, the pack will probably have like Martian Manhunter and shit in it. But no, it was like Zod, Batgirl, and fucking Scorpion, and I got totally fucked. So I'm never gonna buy a pack like from NRS without knowing the characters first.
yeah.
I bought the premium for Injustice 2, and I liked all the DLC for the most part.
I ended up buying it midway through when Black Manta was shown because I wanted the fucking week early access, which
Except
I'm not gonna go into it, but I hate that shit.
I bought the premium edition of Injustice 2 and didn't end up playing any of the. I mean, I tried the guest, or not the guest characters, the DLC characters, but I didn't end up actually like using any of them. And the same with Mortal Kombat X. So I've sort of learned a lesson at this point that unless there's a character that I really want to play, I don't gain anything by buying them. I only bought the premium edition for Injustice 2 because I did it through Amazon, so I got the $20 off. So I ended up only getting the premium edition for $20 more than base. So I paid $20 extra for the entire 9 characters. So that was a steal at that point. So it's like, okay. But this time I'm not getting that benefit. So it's like, just you gotta tell me who's in that, and if it's gotta be a character I'm gonna play. I love Shang, and we talked about this recently. I love Shang, but I'm probably not going to play Shang. I'm not going to like actually learn him to the point where I'm doing shit with him and stuff. He's a character that I want in the game. I think he's going to be cool, and I know a lot of people like him, but I'm likely not going to touch him that much. So you really need to give me a character I have a vested interest in seeing, or it needs to be this big like appreciation thing. Like if it's Fujin, someone that we've been asking for a long time, then I'll buy it just on principle. I'll buy it just to be like, okay, cool, sweet, you're doing good shit. Let's go.
Exactly.
All right, well, let's answer a couple questions here and then get the hell out of here. Odysseus asked, question for Temp. Well, he's not here, so moving on. Gen /10. I don't know if this has been asked yet, but since we've many duos and story trailers so far, Liu Kang and Kung Lao, Sub and Scorpion, Kodal Jade, Cassie Jackie. You playing ping pong over there?
No, I stepped on one of those wooden puzzle pieces.
What are you doing? All right. Cassie Jackie. I ate the candy bar. What do you think of the possibility that there's duo chapters? Like Injustice 2, I'm assuming. Like where you get to choose? I'm assuming it's like multiple character chapters where you get to choose.
90%.
Yeah, I think it's high.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they said they were going to do more of that kind of stuff.
Forecast is high.
Yeah.
Well, the forecast is high, yeah.
I feel like, I'm pretty sure in like some interviews they said they were going to do more of that kind of stuff.
Well, and multiple endings, so obviously multiple characters.
Yeah, I thought that was a thing already.
To mean? Yeah, I don't know. It could be. Bradley Q asks, what is your opinion of a lot of characters having an air projectile, downward air projectile, low projectile, anti-air projectile, etc.? Do you think the devs use this as filler moves, or they wanted to incorporate more options for an even playing field? I'm just thinking it's a lack of creativity when you're dealing with like 20 specials per character, including their base specials.
You end up just throwing in some bullshit, yeah. I hate the downward projectiles. In the beta, that got so annoying.
In Mortal Kombat, every character always has a projectile.
Yeah, they share a lot of the same properties. They're dressed differently, but yeah.
Even Khan has an air diagonal hammer throw.
That hasn't been like common in other games, the diagonal projectiles. That's kind of a new thing for this game.
Yeah.
The characters traditionally have projectiles, but not
I mean, it was Sindel? She could fly and do that shit.
Yeah, she had one.
But other than that, I don't No, but this
Tanya,
game,
I think
even
in
subs like
MKX
throwing
had one,
air
yeah.
axes and shit, like Nightwolf. Like,
Or maybe it was Katana Mournful.
Tanya did have one.
Okay.
Yeah, and she did too. Yeah, Katana. It was just like in this game, it's in abundance. Like a lot
Yeah,
of fucking.
no, I know. There's
characters have
definitely some repetition. Characters that never had teleports before now suddenly have teleports, like Liu
There's a
Kang
lot
and
of
stuff.
teleports.
So
Yeah.
it's just a, like I said, it's a lack of creativity when you're dealing with so many specials per character because they have to, that they run out of ideas. Like how there's certain characters that do feel like they have a lot of unique shit, and then there's just other characters that seem like they all kind of follow the same formula. So it is what it is. It kind of sucks, but all I hope is I agree with Max in that I better be having the characters I play better be having a fucking teleport because this is I do not want to get zoned out. That getting
Collector's
in
got
on
one.
zoning is gonna be
Well,
rough. Yeah,
Katana
Collector
has
has
one.
yeah.
Katana has that airdrop shit too, for like anti-zoning shit.
Yeah,
That's,
the
That's
flutter
true.
and shit.
and that
the,
buff. She
yeah.
has that buff if she absorbs projectiles.
Yeah, that's why I like those moves, is that she kind of counters that shit, because getting in on zoning's a pain in the ass, and I'm
Doesn't she have that thing where she like drops down like fucking diagonally like a
Yeah, like the
That's
smoke.
her-
bomb?
that's
Oh,
her
the cheetah
amplified
thing.
butt fly, I think.
No, I mean like diagonally, like she
No,
like
she
drops.
has like she has like an air.
Oh, you're
dance,
right. Yeah, it's kind of like
the
the
cheetah shit. Yeah,
yeah.
where she like flies down, dive bombs.
yeah,
Kotal has that too with the Jaguar.
That's
pretty much,
true.
yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of that shit. God damn.
Yeah, everyone's got a
And-
diagonal. You get a diagonal. You
Yeah,
get a diagonal.
it's fucking Oprah thing.
And then Kilmansky asked Cyborg, "Did you see the MK11 Switch gameplay video?" Yeah, we talked about that a little earlier. We all saw it. So
It looks like ass to me, but like I expected it to look like ass.
Yeah, no, that Shaolin Temple stage, the lighting looks so bad.
It
on
looked
the
really
footage.
bad there. Yeah,
I didn't think it looked
it's not-
horrible, but I mean, yeah,
it's not
definitely.
where I'd want to experience the game for the first time. Like
yeah, and I
maybe
think
once.
that's. Go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say like maybe once like the hype's died down and shit, maybe I would get like a Switch and play it because I played the fuck out of the MK9 Vita version and
Yeah.
I got used to that.
It's
But
a
like experience
traveling
the game, yeah.
It's to play it on the go. If you really want to get some practice in and you're going to be
Yeah,
on the go a lot, that's all it is. It's not there to look pretty. So at that point, it doesn't really matter. As long as it runs smoothly is the big thing. If it runs smoothly and you can practice well on it, then it serves a purpose. But yeah, you don't want to. Yeah, I don't know. But
was it 60 FPS? Is what they said.
They
It's
said
gotta
it
be.
was, but yeah.
Well, I feel like that's probably why it looks so bad. They probably could have made it look better, but to sacrifice the
Well, that's
Yeah.
how Dynasty Warriors is. That's why the graphics aren't that good. Too many enemies on the screen.
Yeah.
Kind of thing, but
And another, like,
I know Doom
that's why
did
they
some
didn't show off a bunch. That's why.
That's
I mean,
true.
there's a reason why, and I had thought about this for a while, and and once again, just reiterating, Max had the same mindset. So a lot of people I feel like are hitting on these kind of same ideas. Is the reason why they didn't show it in public up until now is because if you had that going around, that footage going around, and I think that's specifically, I didn't think about it till now, but that's specifically why they did that like overlay where it's inside the Switch. Like you notice how they never made like the actual gameplay full screen.
yeah.
They had the whole time that the actual gameplay was showing they were showing it like with the Switch included. Is because the last thing they wanted was gameplay getting out and confusing people, making people think that that's how the PlayStation 4 and Xbox versions looked. They didn't want it to make people informed thinking that all versions look like that. So they wanted to
they
wait
kept
till
showing
now
the other.
to do that.
Yeah, that's true.
So whatever.
I can see that.
But yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
I do feel for people who like have Nintendo Switch as like the primary console. Like that's gonna kind of suck.
I have a Switch and I have like one game. Actually, two.
I feel
I
like
have Hyrule Warriors and Smash, and I haven't touched Smash since I unlocked all the characters.
if you have a Switch as your main console and no of the other consoles, I feel like you gotta. I mean, you're used to that at this point with
Yeah, you kind of got
third-party titles. Nintendo third-party titles usually you don't buy a Nintendo console for third-party titles in general. You buy it for Nintendo products. So, yeah. Anything else you guys want to touch upon? I'm sure we'll get a DLC character announcement soon that we'll probably do a shorter episode after that. We've got the dice rolling coming up, which honestly we can do that at any point as soon as we can get everybody online that we need. That can be as soon as tonight, soon as tomorrow, soon as the next day.
Yeah, I'm
Now
hyped
that
for that.
now that we've kind of gotten a glimpse of all the characters on the roster, we can roll those dice and figure all that out. So that can come any day now. And
How many people are doing that, by the way?
we want to
Do
keep
you
it
know?
somewhat limited just because ultimately we want to follow up on this. This is something that we don't want to make it like we did with MKX where we did it and then it was like never like actually agreed upon that we'd follow up and prove that you learned the characters. So Temp and I were the only ones that actually followed through, so that kind of sucked. So this time we want to set like a hard deadline. Temp, I believe, mentioned like 3 weeks from the game's launch that by that 3 weeks, you need to learn the character enough to where we all come and get online into a King of the Hill together. Everybody that participates in this. And we'll do like 6 people. That's why I want to max it. We don't want to be chasing down people that we don't necessarily play with all the time. You know, we're gonna keep it to the people that we generally in our inner circle of people that we play with and get like a smaller King of the Hill together, 6 max, and all use the characters, only the characters during that King of the Hill that we learned, that we said we had to learn. So that's the plan. We still have some things to iron out, but I know you, me, down four, Temp are four, and then I know we had some interest in a couple more people like Randy. So we just got to solidify who the 6 people are, and then get us all together in a quick little recording to do that. And if anybody else wants to participate, it doesn't mean that you can't participate. It just means that like if you want to do this, hey, there's several ways you can do this. You can roll dice like we're doing. You can do an online dice app if you just want to roll them online if you don't own D20s, or you can do a random number generator, pick names out of a hat. I mean, there's so many different ways to do this. So just like when we did the fantasy draft, if people want to orchestrate this in the community, hey, that'd be awesome too. And if you want us to like list things out so people can remember them, we can keep track of yours as well in the list. But for the sake of just, we actually want to like follow up on this and do a stream where we follow up on that. So, anyways,
Yeah.
so we got all that coming up. Hopefully, as soon as like we are able to go over story mode, be it leaked or when it comes out, we do want to do some sort of story stream or something like that. We are going to be streaming the game when it comes out for, some sets and maybe a small King of the Hill with like 3 or 4 of us or whatever we want to do. So look forward to those. And like I said, we'll probably have one more like official random select episode, like an actual normal one, later on this week if we get any more prominent things to talk about or a DLC character announcement. I'm sure we'll want to talk about that. So anyways, thanks everybody for
Definitely.
tuning in.
Thanks. Peace.
Yeah. Have a nice night.